Yeah, 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 yeah. You vibes in the word. What a wait, what a wait, what a wait. Late night creeps where the shadows grin. Juvons in the cut, let the games begin. With a flick of the blade, we dive in the sin. It's a marathon groove, not a race to win. The clock don't sleep, the knives don't pause. Chasing thrills, no time for applause. The world spins mad on Juvon's claws, where the edge cuts deep in the night's great jaws. Sit and spin under the neon glow. Wide awake where the insomniacs go. Feel the steel flash, let the adrenaline flow. Juvon's night flicks, it's the live late show. It's the live late show. Right away. It's the live late show. We're too sharp to dull, too fast to catch. Each blade is the spark making midnight hatch. In the zone we own on this Twitch dispatch, where the world sits still but the vibes still match. Time's a blur in the sleepless den. Every move's a twist, that slice in the zen. Juvon's got the rhythm, the pulse of man. Locked in the spin till the morning end. Sit and spin under the neon glow. Wide awake where the insomniacs go. Feel the steel flash, let the adrenaline flow. Juvon's night flicks, it's the live late show.
Insomniac sitting spins now in the air for all the night freaks who can't sleep. I'm the Insomniac Juvon, and today we're gonna take a look at some of my flicks. So you're getting where you fit in. Sit down, shut up, and listen. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to flick it. Welcome to the Insomniac Sit and Spin. Welcome to the Insomniac Sit and Spin. Welcome to the Insomniac Sit and Spin. Insomniac Sit and Spin. Play. Late night, patty whack, give a dog a bone. Grab a snack, sit right back and never be alone. It's time for Insomniac Sit and Spin, a night live stream and a gathering of friends. Insomniac Sit and Spin is about to start, so come on in and do your part. Juvon's Night Flicks is the channel you seek for new knife reviews and a show every week. Fight. Insomniac night, patty whack, give a dog a bone. Grab a snack, sit right back and never be alone. It's time for Insomniac Sit and Spin, a knife live stream and a gathering of friends. Insomniac Sit and Spin is about to start, so come on in and do your part. Juvon's Night Flicks is the channel you seek for new knife reviews and a show every week.
Went out because we only had a little bit, but are you high on cigarettes? And when that stuff runs out, you're gonna wanna make it. Are you high on cigarettes?
Let's watch Juvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Do you know that you're right or wrong? 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 He don't smoke them, but he loves it when you do. That's why he's high on cigarettes. And if you find him, you should light him up a few. He's getting higher on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. watch Duran's witness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Duran's witness and get high on cigarettes. Do you know that you're right or wrong? Do you know that you're right or wrong? Do you know that you're right or wrong? Do you know that you're right or wrong?
Now this is the fear snake, the most venomous snake in the world. One bite from him and it's all over. Yo! Oh, no worries, mate. Luckily, we've had the anti-venom sent from America via FedEx. In my line of work, if you're not absolutely sure, you're absolutely dead. Oh, crikey. It appears we've used a different courier who hasn't arrived yet. It's okay because...
What is up, guys? Shipping sucks. Packages are everywhere. Santa's got his together, but all the other carriers are just dropping the ball. I hope everybody's having a fantastic night. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Who do we got in the house? I'm going to say hello. I'm going to start at the bottom with Cliff. What's up, Cliff? Good to see you, man. Got Paul Mills, my brother and channel member. What's up, Paul? Sarah Rick, my brother. What's up, man? Good to see you, dude. We've got Richard Hopkins, the Roman Gnome, and channel member, awesome contributor of the channel. I've come into contact with some boxes, so there's going to be some news about the first of the year with some of the membership giveaways. They're going to include bigger knives. That's part of it. That has been a holdback, so I do apologize, but that has been, or is being remedied. We've got several things that are inbound that I'm going to be able to recycle the boxes from. Brody 7420, what is up? Good to see you, bud. Man, I'm glad to see all of y'all here. I know it's kind of a weird week. It's Christmas week. It's Christmas Eve. And, we'll go for a little while. Usually Insomniac sit and spin's always been kind of a late night thing that I did because I wasn't working. And this past 2 weeks with Christmas, I've been working a lot of hours, talking to a lot of people. So if my voice is kind of gone or I go through periods where I just kind of stare off at the camera, it's because I'm just tired of people. Not you people, but people in general. And I'll share some stories, but it's been interesting. Interesting as all get out. We'll do a little shout out for Zero Vape Nicotine. Awesome little vape cartridge. This company sent me out some stuff. Thought I could review it. I really can't, so I use it on live streams. I like this cherry ice. It's really good. I'm going to try to find out. I've looked at my local gas stations. They don't have it. They do have a website called they're called Sickary, Siskary, the vapes. Zero Vape is what it's called. But anyway, if you're a vapor, I think they're pretty tasty. They got a bunch of different flavors. But anyways, good to see everybody. Marco's in the house or was in the house earlier. I know I started a little early, and I know the music drives people crazy. I do that just to give people room to gather and for me to check out to see if my stuff's working because I've got cats that run around it all the time. It could get knocked offline at any given time. Lakeside 8, what is up, brother? Hope you're still here. If not, hope you come back. But yeah, man, good to see everybody. We got Joe Kasparek. What is up, brother Joe? Good to see you, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ground Fog in the house. Henry is in the house. So we've had some people stop in. We got more people hopefully coming in. We got some stuff to talk about. Stream of consciousness stuff. Might have a guest or two drop in. Mad Yako, what is up, brother? Good to see you, channel member. Got a few knives to show off. A couple of things that kind of an interesting little Christmas raccoon I got from Vosteed. And a little Christmas nightshade. But then I did get one of my knives of the year that I requested, a really cool Kaiser. We'll unbox that because I've unboxed it before. A really good knife. I think it's going to be one of my top fives that I've experienced. That doesn't mean it's one of the top 5 knives that was put out in 2025. It just means of the knives I experienced, it was definitely one of the top ones. I really liked it. Who else is coming in? Anybody else slipped in? For Sheer Beer, what is up, brother? Welcome, welcome, welcome. But yeah, so we'll just kind of hang low key, see what's going on. I've got a few websites pulled up. We can see what's coming in. But I'm curious. Look at this. This is a Kaiser top sale. I'm gonna squeeze over here. When I first reviewed this knife, whoops. When I first reviewed this knife, I thought it was awesome. So it has really slick action. It's a top flipper, but also has a really nice flipper hole. Hold on 1 second, guys. Be right back. And then we'll look at it. All right. Sorry about that, guys. We got a guest backstage. Let me bring him on. What's up, man?
What's up, guys?
I was just unboxing this little
Right,
rack.
Richard. Are you unboxing?
This right here, I'm gonna pull it back up. I reached out to Kaiser and asked for this knife because I reviewed it early in 2025. It's one of my knives of the year.
Yeah.
And I had a girlfriend, not a girlfriend, a friend who's a girl in college who had a stroke when she was about 36 years old. And she's disabled and she was looking for a knife for her husband. So I sent it for her. And so I didn't have one to review. And they sent me another one. It's the Kaiser Top Sale. Dude, this knife is springy. It is got that
It's a good looking knife.
it's a very good looking knife. It's got really good action. S45 VN steel. It's got a top flipper. It's definitely a medium sized knife, but it's got a great choil. It is going to be in my top. I did my top fixies, but it's going to be in my top folders when I do those. What have you been up to, buddy?
I'd like to say I was more than honored to be in your top fixies of 2025.
Oh, dude, you were number one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were number one.
I'm,
If I had a thug, you know, I've never had a thug.
I was in here playing with a Kaiser too. Not quite the
Kaiser
same.
makes some really good knives.
This is my favorite one. I mean, well, the sheepdog's more usable, but just for sitting around playing with it, because of this blade weight, you know, it just makes action so good.
That's the Paragon, right?
Yeah, Paragon Mini.
Mini, yeah.
Yeah, this is the Mini, and look at it.
Makes you wonder what a full size
I slowed
Paragon
all the
would
way
be.
down to the end of the handle. Yeah. Somebody said it's only like a half-inch bigger. So it's
That's
not very
still
much.
an awesome size knife. Kaiser will make some really big stuff, and I like that. One of the funny things I
This
read.
is the heart and soul of this, the sheepdog, stuff like this is why only reason I'm glad Kaiser exists.
Well, you remember, I've still got it. You remember the original Critical Matthew Christensen's design? That one I've got that's about a 4-inch blade,
I don't remember that.
titanium. Keep these people educated and talk to it. I'm going to grab it real quick. It's just right here.
I always thought, though, Kaiser's flagship knife should have been, and it may have been at one point in time until the sheepdog kind of changed everything for them. Keep in mind, guys, if it weren't for the sheepdog, we wouldn't have Concept, Tenable. None of those companies would exist without the sheepdog. But the T1, you know, it was not the most exciting Kaiser, but it's kind of like CJRB's or Artisan's tradition. You know, they were just very Americanized, very dictionary definition of a knife. And I've always liked them. But like I said, if I'm going to own Kaiser, I want it out there. I want it something that nobody else is going to make. Oh, yeah.
You remember that? That's an old Blade series.
Yeah.
They've made they've made tons of little ones now, but this is the original OG Kaiser Critical. Matthew Christensen's first design.
Yeah,
Man,
if I'm not mistaken, though,
selling out.
When they shrunk it to the mini, they kept the same blade thickness, though, didn't they?
I doubt it, dude. That's pretty thick. I don't think the little ones.
I've always thought that was silly.
It's a great knife to full size. I've hung on to it for this long. I might let Tate do some cool stuff to it with the blaster and with his Anno machine once he gets it dialed in.
Right.
I don't know what.
I may need some help. I may need you to get with Tate. I'm probably gonna need a new Cerakote source. Mine no longer exists, so.
What all do you Cerakote?
Good job, huh?
What all do you Cerakote?
Just one knife. I got one customer that wants one knife Cerakoted. So, yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll talk about that when y'all come up, or I'll talk to them.
Y'all don't do it there, do you?
We don't do Cerakoting. No, that's a different deal. But I know there are people in Huntsville that do Cerakoting.
Right.
Because it's pretty common, because there's a lot of PPE people that do it, and it's not because it's the knife or part of a knife that's going to cost more, or you have to have more. It's not one of those things.
Yeah, I'm not interested in having any of mine done, but he wants this particular one done, so I'm going to have to find a source to get that done. And I hate shipping off somebody's stuff, man.
No, well, hopefully it's something we can keep just on the down low where we're not shipping it. That would be best.
Right.
That would definitely be best. So you got some stuff done yesterday?
Yeah. I didn't go live for, I think it was just shy of an hour. I cut it a little short, but anytime I have something to do that I'm a little nervous about, I love being live while I'm in the shop, simply because it makes me feel like I'm not alone. But when I have something to do that I have a little anxiety about fucking it up, I have to turn the camera off. Like I can't. It makes it even worse thinking about messing it up on camera. So I cut it short yesterday. Nobody's ever seen this knife I'm talking about. It's a one-off. It was a custom order from somebody. I won't mention his name yet. I was totally not ready to do that knife, and that's why it's taken so long. So things are kind of coming together now.
Because you put on your big boy britches and made it happen.
Yeah, and it's worked out best for him because he's getting a better product than he would have if I'd thrown it together a year ago.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, you got to learn so you can advance. That's the other thing I was saying earlier. I don't know. I mean, I'll probably go live for a while tonight, but I've got to go in tomorrow from 10 to 3, dude. I'm doing another day of retail. It'll be my third day in a row. So I may not have a super late night one in me. We may go till about midnight, something like that, and then just be like, peace out. See you Friday. Because I'm not working Saturdays anymore. I kind of cleared that today. And Brittany's coming in town Friday, so I'm not sure how much I'm going to work Friday. Depends on when she comes in.
Yeah.
My daughter.
I had a little bit of a stumble. I had all the thugs for Northern Knives. Most of them are done. I had 3 that needed lanyard tubes, and then Paul Mills needs a lanyard tube. The lanyard tube material I ordered, I went back and looked at the order. It says quarter ID. It's actually, it says quarter OD, but it's actually quarter ID. So it's never
internal dimension.
Yeah, so I've had to order some more, and it's going to be middle of next week before I get it. But I did get scale work done for the Dylan Mallory Forests. Well, 3 of the 5 I've got scales started. The other 2 are mammoth mower.
Those are going to be beautiful, dude. We got to sneak peek at those.
I can't lie though, dude. I'm scared to death to work with it. I mean, I've watched hours and hours and hours of video teaching myself, but I'm still scared to mess with it. But I've got to.
Well, when I looked at what I think I was looking at, it looked like any other material you've worked with before. You're just gonna have to be kind of careful and pay attention to it.
T10, if you screw that up, you just throw it away and buy another one.
Well, true.
These were a couple $100.
Yeah, but you're not gonna. You're just gonna cut away the shit that don't look like a cool handle. It ain't gonna. It's no big deal.
Yeah, I'm not so scared that I'm not going to do it. I need to be in the right situation. I don't want to be. If I have to wait till a good warm day, I don't want to be cold. I don't want to have anything against me when I do it. Paul, I have done some hollow grinds in the past. And I'm fixing to start doing so. I've just got to get caught up on everything I've got done already. I need a work rest for my hollow grind wheel. I don't have one yet, and I've got Meathead a little bit excited. Just in case you guys didn't know, Meathead is currently working on his first knife, like everything done himself. He's starting to get the itch. So if I can get him in the shop and help me build this work rest, so I have a work rest for my hollow wheel, that's definitely going to be a thing. And I mostly want that I want to be able to put a very shallow hollow in the edge of my kitchen knives, or what they call an S grind, so that it releases food. But
do you just put that all the way through it, or do you just put it on one side or the other?
you can put it on
like, do you a heel or a tip, or are you putting it down the whole?
All the way down the blade.
I got you.
Yeah. I'm planning on doing it about halfway up the blade. That way the food, when it gets up, will kind of fall, separate and fall off. But,
What's up, y'all?
Kyle, what's going on, brother?
What are we doing?
We just Christmas Eve even.
Yeah, I was supposed to have Christmas Eve with the Cam tonight, with that side of the family, but he's got a fever. So we didn't want to drag everybody over there and everybody end up sick for the holidays. So we're going to postpone it a day or two.
There you go.
Yeah.
What are you up to, buddy?
Just being pissed off. And
oh, no. At anybody in particular?
No. Just situation. I was trying to get this knife done, and parts aren't showing up on time, so.
Yeah, Kyle and I both had bad mail days. His didn't show up. I ordered more hardware like this. And it's weird. Every time I order it, I'm very specific about the size. And then when it gets here, it's never that size. Like I've got enough to do probably 50 knives in there right now. And they're all the wrong size. So what I'm going to do, because apparently the ones that I'm receiving are the most popular size because they keep sending it instead of 1/4 inch. I'm going to change my process in the future to match that hardware, so I ain't got to worry about it anymore.
Are those spanner bits?
They're called binding barrel bolts, and
I've
only got enough of these to do a couple of knives. And these are, to be honest, they're a little skinny. These other ones are much bulkier. They're going to be stronger, but they won't fit in a 1/4 inch hole, which is what I've already drilled in everything I own or everything I've made. So in the future, I might start drilling 5/16 holes to use this other hardware, especially since it's abundant and it's not expensive. So,
yeah, the thing that made me mad was not so much that it's late, because I understand it's a holiday season, but I ordered it specifically from this place because they said it would be here Monday, and I could have ordered it from someplace else and paid extra money for UPS delivery to be guaranteed on Monday. And I didn't, because this place said it would be here Monday. So, and I'm still without it.
I thought John had passed out on us for a second there.
No, I'm just listening. No, I'm telling you, mail has been an absolute nightmare. I've been tracking stuff that just sits there. It doesn't move.
Well, that's why Kyle and I decided he's got knives for a couple of people right now, and we've decided we're going to wait until after Christmas just to ship them. I hate that, but at the same time,
you don't want to get it out in this mess right now.
Right. Yeah. See, I can't. This is what's weird. To get a 1/4 inch barrel. First of all, you have to think about it. If the barrel's a 1/4 inch, how tiny is the bolt? So it's not very strong, but to get that 1/4 inch barrel and to get it at 5/8 inches completely compressed, for US made from like, I forget the name of that place, all this shit comes, McMaster Car.
Yeah.
They're like $28 a bolt. Now, you can go to 5/16 and they're like $2 a bolt. Why? I have no idea, but it's a stronger bolt. It's much more common. It's way cheaper. So it just makes more sense that I adapt my hole size to 5/16. Now, I will say I would rather have this size bolt on the Thug because I think a larger head is not going to look as good on the Thug with that really skinny handle. But it is what it is, man. I've been.
And it's really that much more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the biggest lesson I can teach anybody in knife making. If you're going to do bolt-on hardware, order your hardware and then make the knife to fit it. Do not pre-drill your holes and then try to order hardware to fit what you did. You will regret it. Buy the hardware and the correct length, however thick you think the handle is going to be, and then drill your holes to match that hardware.
Yeah, you could also, Shane, on the Thug do 3/16 because that's more readily available, and do.
I don't understand why 1/4 so.
I know, but I'm saying to do 3/16 and do 3 of them instead.
And keep in mind, guys, some of you are probably right now on the internet searching for it. I find it all day, but then when I get it, it's 5/16, or I can find them all day from China. That's the key. For some reason, in US made, the 1/4 inch is rare and it's expensive. I spent $45 on the hardware for said Stevie's knife and had to throw it in the garbage. That was my fault. I didn't know what I was doing. I messed it up. It was titanium. It stripped super easy. It was a horrible experience, and I decided I wasn't going to do that anymore. But then after, as easy as this was, I was like, I can do that. I just know now, buy the hardware, mic it, drill your holes to match that. So,
yep.
That was another thing, valuable lesson on. You see the placement of this bolt? How it's about a 1/2 inch away from the ricasso. Me not being a professional knife designer, I'd never considered that gap. So on a lot of my knives, this hole is too far up for me to actually put hardware in it. I can put a pin there, pour a pin, but I can't put a bolt. Yeah, that sounds elementary, dumb, whatever, but it's just something I'd never had to think about before. I never had to consider, how far up can I put that hole? Because I like to have it as close to the edge as possible because I don't want this end to, to have any flex or curl up or anything. But with hardware, you need about a 1/2 inch so that the bolt's not hanging off the edge up here.
Once you learn, you can adjust, and you don't ever have to worry about it happening again.
Yeah, like Snug, I've got to redo the handles on Snuz's knife because it only has one pin in it. Because I went so high, I couldn't even put a pin at the top. I jacked that up, man. It was just, new maker. It's just mistakes new makers make, I guess. And I'm sure there are people out there who were smart enough to think about all that ahead of time, but that wasn't me. Yeah. What's up, Dom? How you doing, buddy? Crow's Blades, what's up?
How's everyone doing?
Lakeside.
What's up? Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, the 3/16, I'm just concerned. Like I said, when I got the 1/4 inch barrel, the bolt is even small, and I just look at it and I'm like, man, I wouldn't want to know that 2 of those little toothpick size bolts is all that's holding my scales on.
But think about what holds on a folder, Shane.
I know. It's
that's your pivot bolt. What, like I said, worst case scenario, you do if you go 3/16, you do 3 bolts instead of 2.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, all it's really doing is holding pressure for the scale to stay up against it. It doesn't have any integrity to the actual knife.
Right.
Good point.
And I'll be honest, guys, I'm going to do some where I'm going to epoxy them and hardware them. Now, I'll let you know ahead of time, because if it's a situation you want to be able to swap the scales, I want you to know that. But that just, to me, gives double the strength. And the only reason why I would use the hardware in that situation is for the look, purely aesthetic. You know, the screws will be there, they'll be doing something, but they won't necessarily be necessary. You know, this knife right here, these scales are epoxy on. I could take these screws out and be fine. But some of them I'm going to do both. Yeah.
And it'll be stronger too.
Yeah. Yeah. And you'll just have, you know, Allen head screws there instead of a plastic pin. They're just more aesthetically pleasing.
I like it.
But it's just weird how you can order this stuff and it's advertised as 1/4 inch OD. And you get it and it's just not. I'm like, you'd think that's the most important part of the order, is it being the right size. But they don't care.
Yeah, they got them listed by size, for God's sakes.
They just ship it out. I guess they know very few people are going to send it back, so they don't care.
I'd send that shit back.
So like, that's what it looks like. Those are just rivets. These are brass. I'm not going to use these because the brass rivet doesn't match the hardware. So I got to get some stainless steel rivets, but I'm going to start putting rivets in all the lanyard tubes too, just to toughen that up a little bit.
And they look nice.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look bad with the brass lanyard and stainless hardware. I mean, I wouldn't have an issue with that. But again, I've got that lanyard tube so close to the edge that it's you can feel it because it hangs off the chamfer. So all that stuff I have to think about ahead of time now.
Shane.
Yeah.
My epoxy did show up. That's the only that showed up.
I mean, that would get them on there. I don't know, man.
That, Kyle?
I look at what other makers get away with. You know, they've got this little 1-inch steel tang going down in their kitchen knife handles. The epoxy is the only thing that holds it. And I've got a really nice kitchen knife right now that's unusable. I mean, it was done like every other kitchen knife in the world was, but
not every kitchen knife. That's only certain people do it that way.
Yeah, I'm going to do full tang, and something's going to pass through it, or I ain't doing it.
Yeah, or I mean, at least hidden tang.
I got an idea for that too. We're going to start building some boxes, just cheap little boxes that I can insert a kitchen knife handle down into, and then fill it with epoxy so that it completely surrounds the handle. There'll be no exposed tang, and the epoxy will pass through the holes. I don't know if it's going to work, but
well, traditional, like octagonal style Japanese kitchen knife, they don't have any pins. They don't have, and they're full hidden tang.
Rick and Don, you are both right. The more I look at it, I kind of like it. I kind of like the opposing color.
I think that's just a sweet looking knife. I'm sorry.
Well, you know, when I talk about, you know, you were really nice the other night where you were talking about, man, you haven't really shown it. You know, there aren't any out there. And you're right. But the reason why I haven't got excited about this is because, you know, when I show it, a lot of times I'll show a knife and that night or the next day I'll get an Instagram message. Hey, I want one of those. I've never had anybody do that on this. That's the only reason. But like I said, this is the knife that made me want to make knives. This design was what I wanted to make. So I'm going to make them whether they sell or not.
I definitely will sell. Y'all keep talking.
You got me thinking, Shane.
What? What I was getting at, Kyle, is you could just...
I might not even put pins in this. I might just put scales on it.
Yeah. It's got
I don't know if y'all heard that meowing, but it's driving me crazy.
It's got pass-through holes, right?
Well, the two for the pins, but that would be...
Right, those would be pass-through holes if you don't pin.
Right. That's my point. Is I mean, I could just do it that way.
And for what she's going to use, I mean, that knife's never going to be batoned.
Right.
You could just put them on, clamp it. That'd be plenty strong. That's the reason I brought that up. we've seen how other high-end chef's knives are made, and that's still going to be tougher than a lot of them.
And you know what I might do is because this is, well, so that's going to be pretty thin. No, I got liners. I may do liners. I never showed you the scale material I bought, did I?
Oh, you didn't use the scale material I sent?
No, that's what I was planning on doing. But my point is, I bought other scale material too.
Okay. I mean, you don't have to. It ain't gonna hurt my feelings if you don't use it. I only sent it because you asked for it.
No. But I've got some. I got ivory liners.
Okay.
I could use. I don't know if that would look the best, but.
Well, just remember to glue your liners to your scale material.
Right.
Shape it up, yeah.
I got couple of vintage micarta.
Okay.
Nice.
These are going for a small knife I've got. And I bought a whole stick or a whole sheet of that navy blue rich light.
I still haven't figured out the rich light.
Then I got some.
I burn it every time I touch it.
Double line blue and ivory.
Oh yeah.
Micarta, paper micarta. And then some blue liners.
Yeah.
And then this
Put
is
those blue liners against that piece of scale material I sent to you. Just hold it up. Let me see it. I never considered that. It might be too gawky. I don't know. I mean, like, flush them up and show me the side view.
Hang on, can't really see it. It's hiding back. Let me get it to the edge.
All right. I don't know.
I like it.
I mean, I kind of do. I'm not sure. I love that Tiffany blue though. I've got several knives. I've got a Thug for Northern Knives right over there right now. It's got Tiffany blue handles with like a different tone of blue.
I think I dig that better.
Yeah.
Well, I was using copper. That was the whole point. Because I was going to match the pins in the liners. Then I got these for a project. I haven't. No, you've never seen this, Shane. Blue Juma.
See, I was really curious about that. Does that pattern go away when you sand it?
No.
Okay. Nobody would ever answer me. Like, I asked the companies that sell it. I would message them, and nobody ever answered me.
No, but it gets more refined, so it's not quite as like splotchy as that. It'll become more polished looking.
Yeah, I was thinking about buying some of that, but nobody would ever answer. I was worried that when you sand it, that texture would. I couldn't tell if that was a texture or a pattern in the material.
It's a pattern that goes all the way through.
Yeah, it looks like it goes all the way through.
So those are some of the other stuff I've got. Some of that's going to be for that mule. Another one's going to be for a little small slip joint. Slip joint S.
The handles that they sell for the mule, I despise. I don't know why. It's got something to do with that angle at the ricasso. I do not like the Spyderco mule handles.
Well, remember Dane over in the Balkans can not only make custom handles, he can take the mule and do a custom grip if you want a custom grip pattern on the mule.
Yeah.
This is the one on
far-end scales you can buy from Spyderco. I think they make it ugly as shit. Sorry if y'all have those. This is not for me.
Shane, that's the one I'm gonna rescale with the the vintage micarta, so it's all one piece because that's carbon fiber knockoff, and then that's that whatever.
Yeah,
I just want to make it look all one piece, and then because I took the clip off of it, I'm gonna not put a clip hole on it, so it makes it look like it's just one. Make it look like a slip joint, not like a slip joint, except for it's going to be, front flipper.
Right.
But this fits perfectly in the little Terry slip. so I can treat it like a slip joint.
Right.
I think that would look cool.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Um,
But I agree with you. That whole contrast between carbon fiber and old school, I think it looks all right, but it's not cohesive. You know what I mean? Is this a Koenigsegg or is it a 69 Chevelle SS 396?
well, this is even my car. This is supposed to be like some snakeskin shit or whatever. I don't know. I don't like it, but I like the knife. So
Gotcha.
We had a weird Nkosi come in yesterday that Tate bought. It's got a carbon fiber show side and it's got a titanium lock side. And it came like that from Chris Reeves.
yeah, they make some of those.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Different.
I don't care for them because I think it makes them feel cheaper in hand.
They're definitely lighter.
But I'm also not a big fan of just plain carbon fiber either.
Yeah, it doesn't look really fancy. I mean, it just looks like that Taichung.
I'm not a fan of like what are those called? The carbon fibers with all the different colors in them. I like shred carbon fiber and I like base carbon fiber.
You don't like fat carbon.
I don't like fat carbon. It's just too gaudy. Again, my opinion. For me, it's a little gaudy looking.
I think it's cool if it's done as accent pieces, but I don't like it necessarily as a whole entire.
I agree. As an accent, yeah, but for a whole knife handle, it's too much.
Well, like this. So this is an inlay, and I think that's okay, but I wouldn't want the whole entire knife for that.
So that's too much to me.
Yeah, it's like cross-cut Arctic Storm. But
Now,
I'm glad
Paul's tug I did, not tug, what knife was that?
Joke Wolf?
Yeah, Paul's Joke Wolf, I think because it was so small, it's like there was no more carbon fiber than there was blade. So I didn't hate it, but typically I don't care for that. Sir Rick, I bet you wish you still had that.
Yeah, I don't have much fat carbon anymore. I like camo quartz stuff, but it's so expensive that it's brutal.
Isn't it hard to work with too?
Oh, it's
not that bad.
It destroyed everything I own.
The camo quartz it's actually quartz. It's
whatever that stuff Paul bought was, I lost money on that, and he was apologetic and offered to pay more. That's not the point. That stuff was really rough on consumables.
Yeah.
Cat Scratch doesn't like inlays. I love a nice wooden inlay. Maybe that's because I'm old. But
I like inlays if they're flush. I hate like Chris Reeve inlays that are stick above.
They have a little bit of displacement. Yeah, me
those
too.
Are tacky as shit.
I don't. What's weird? They feel fine to me, but I agree. I think they would look better if it was flush.
Yeah, I don't like the whole sticking out. I think that looks tacky as all get out personally.
Yeah. Now Ryan's recent Chris Reeve, that co is flush, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah. From what I could tell on camera, it looked like it was. I really like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I would think wood's trickier maybe than some other materials just because it has that ability, even if it's stabilized, to move.
Yeah.
Stabilized won't move.
Oh, stabilized won't move at all?
No, that's why they
I've got a new
stabilize it.
material coming. I'm really excited about. I haven't shown any yet. I can't wait to get it on a knife, but it's wood. However, you could leave it outside for 20 years. It'll never fade, shrink, swell, curl, nothing. And I've been looking for a product like this for a while, and the problem that I found is when I find it and I grind into it, it doesn't look the same on the inside, and this stuff looks the same all the way through. So I'm really excited about it.
Well, that's pretty cool. It's not called Ipe, is it?
No, I've got some Ipe. I've sold most of the knives I sold with any wood handles were Ipe.
Yeah, that's just hard.
This is actually bamboo, that's stabilized and pressure resin treated with
So it'll be a lot lighter.
like the same stuff they make a bowling ball out of. So it's extremely tough, but it actually looks good if you sand into it. Like if you sand into it, the pattern, the wood grain pattern, still exists on the inside.
Shane, I know that whoever you got that wood from told you that was Ipe, but that was not Ipe.
No, I take that back. I said that wrong. A lot of the later ones I've done have been just come from boards of walnut. I've done some Ipe, but it's been a while since I've used the Ipe.
Well, just because I meant you can tell because Ipe is very difficult to work with and sand and.
Well, you remember that? You told me that because that knife that I made for my wife's cousin, that was supposed to be Ipe.
It was way too easy to sand to be Ipe.
You should see that knife, Kyle. It looks like it's been through 2 world wars.
Really?
And it's still fucking razor sharp. Yeah. Well, before he even showed up, his father-in-law was there, and he was like, man, I don't know what you made that knife out of. You made for Hunter. He's like, but he literally won't leave the house without that thing in his pocket. It's weird. He had a Kydex sheath made for it, but he pocket drops it. And he carries that knife and uses it every single day.
That's awesome.
That's what you want to hear, though.
Yeah. But it is definitely that M4 is definitely starting to patina a little bit.
Well, because Ipe is used a lot for decking and outdoor furniture because of its rot resistance. But it's very
that came from a cabinet shop, and he told me that's what it was. He said they use it for outdoor kitchens. He said he called it Brazilian hardwood. Me had said it was Ipe. So I don't know.
Well, Ipe is a specific type that we would use for Wolf outdoor grill kitchens. We would build outdoor kitchens out of Ipe, and then we put, I forget what type of top on them.
Yeah. Well, I know the Brazilian ironwood, the desert ironwood I used on my very first knife. It would literally wear out a 36 grit belt in like 30 seconds on a 1x30. It was incredibly tough to sand, and you're right. That, whether it was Ipe or not, wasn't hard to sand. But those last discussion knives I did, those were just in a nice black walnut.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, and actually, the walnut that you sent was more dense than the Ipe.
Yeah. What ticks me off about the walnut is, I'll get a board of it, and it's got this beautiful grain to it. But then by the time I cut it down slim enough to fit on a kitchen knife, all the grain, there's not enough of it for you to be able to see the grain, so it's not as special looking once you're finished.
Yeah, the walnut can be so differential as far as what you get it from. I mean, you could have heartwood, sapwood. It can be clear. It can be figured. It can be, quartz on. There's all different types of.
Well, this is like cabinet shop grade walnut, so it doesn't have a whole lot of texture to it anyway.
Gotcha.
Where would you find that more bougie walnut? I mean, would you just have to go to some of the specific?
You go to an actual lumber yard.
I got you.
Because you're not going to get that from
like a construction lumber yard.
Yeah, you're talking like an actual.
Yeah, there's a specialty lumber yard in Birmingham that carries a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you can get a Sawyer that. Oh, okay, very nice, DC. Yeah, I was going to build a desk, and I got a bunch of black walnut from my local supplier, and they're a sawmill Sawyer that they carry all kinds of rare stuff, but walnut and then figured maple are their specialties, and I got crazy good deal on some 8/4, 2-inch thick black walnut that's completely clear. There's not any sapwood at all, and it's like 8 to 10 inches wide. I mean, it's pretty.
Dang.
Yeah, it's not easy to get.
Yeah. Somebody said Nees is giving away a Herman tonight.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I stopped by it earlier when he was in there for a second and just said hello and then took off, but I hadn't been
Y'all
in there.
over there and win a Herman.
I haven't been over there in forever.
I have no interest in a Herman.
They're nice knives.
They are. They just bore me. They're kind of like Sherigar off. I don't. There's nothing special about the design that makes me crave one.
Herman does some really amazing things with their finishes.
Yeah.
And they're super smooth knives.
They're just, they're just kind of stick shaped drop points. So I don't know. They just don't do anything for me. Same, like I said, same way with the Sherigar offs. They're just, it's just a shape.
I've never been onto the Shuros, but I'll never say never because I've said never on stuff before that I've fallen into, whether it be fixed blades or slip joints. I don't think Shuros will ever really call me, but who knows? I'm a weak individual. I'm weak as they come.
I've got a very special piece of wood at the shop that, if you guys remember a few months ago, and I was talking about my best friend since kindergarten passing away. He had a piece of wood on the front porch, and there was plenty of it. It's just one stick, but it's enough to make a bunch of knife handles. And I've got to cut and mill out some knife handles for a knife for his grandson, but I'll have a bunch left over. But I don't want to just put those handles on knives that I'm just putting out for. It's kind of got to be special to me is what I'm getting at before I use any of that. But it's some nice stuff. And it's been drying. It's been drying for 15 years.
If I had to own one of the two, I would definitely take a Herman over a Shiro. I don't always necessarily like the build quality of. I'm sorry, I don't necessarily like the style of the Hermans more than I do the Shiros. But
was it Herman that did that puzzle piece?
Yes. Yeah. Herman's build.
That was impressive, but as fancy as the handle was, it was to me, it was still a boring looking knife.
Hermans have a better build quality, and you're getting an actual product from a custom maker. So,
yeah, they're Polish custom knives, right, Kyle?
Correct.
Versus parts made in
China.
Yeah, parts made elsewhere, assembled here.
And I mean, I like a lot of Shiros style wise, but their plunge grinds are possibly the worst in the business.
And I hear they have a detent ball issue from people who've owned them.
It depends. I mean, some of them have the loose bearings, which I don't care for, because that can be just an absolute nightmare. You think it's bad change on the reassemble knife? Try to do it when you got loose bearings in there.
Oh, as soon as I took that thing apart, I just scraped it all into a box and mailed it to you.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't even attempting to put that back together.
I would have sold it and just gave you 30% of what I sold it for.
Yeah, thanks, Shane. Scrape in there now. We've got at least three of the little bearings.
I sat here with a Rex 121 Sage 5 and scales for almost 2 months until I could take it to John, have him, because I wasn't willing to take the knife apart again.
That went quick too.
Yeah, Dominic, you're exactly right. They do all kind of look the same. That's the whole point. I appreciate the engineering and all that. They just bore me because they got that. That's I mean to start bragging on you again, but that's what I liked about your knives is because I just think they look different.
What's up, Rob? Yeah, the Arno's Gen 1 are that way. And then they also switched the hole to pass through, which I like better too.
What's up, Rob?
I was close to buying an Imamba at one point in time, though.
Those are nice knives. I've always thought they were really, really nice.
But I am glad that I never got the money to do it because I feel like it would have been one of those knives that I really liked. And every time I looked at it laying on my table, I picked up something else. So,
Rob, you talking about the actual carbon fiber, or you're talking about the Alutex? The Alutex is cool stuff, but again, for the money, there's no comparison as far as quality and where it's made. You know the reason why I haven't got an Imamba thing? Because I wanted one really bad. But most of my knives, I don't have a ton of plain Jane, just silver ones. I got maybe, or tie, I should say. I got maybe 6 that way.
Yeah.
And I knew I was going to get one of these eventually. And to me, that's too similar of shape
Right.
that I didn't want to get another one like it.
Yeah.
That's
And
such a good knife.
I actually like this better, size-wise and ergonomics. So,
yeah, I like that a lot. I love that clip point blade. Now, that's always been a joke that I don't like clip points, but that's not true. I like clip points. I don't like the Texas Bowie where they get thicker out towards the end. I don't like that.
Yeah, they're exaggerated, so to speak.
Yeah, I don't care for it. Terry, you're 100% right. That's the best way to wrap presents. Fuck those people.
you know what we've done for the last 25 years probably is each person gets their own black hefty trash bag and you just reach in and grab something out.
Yeah.
That way there's no paper missing all over the place. You're not making mess. Just
I think the most impressive handmade knife to me, and the knife's not my style, or at least what he's made so far is not my style, but Scott Steele's handmade stuff, I haven't experienced anything like it or better.
I saw a beautiful little work tough gear, and I've never seen a nice one. It was called the Frontier. What was it called? It was a little small EDC one. Guys, y'all gonna have to keep them company. I've got to let a couple of cats out. Hold on one second.
Get some coffee while you're at it. We can see you dozing off through your glasses.
Dude, you don't understand how tired I am.
I understand. I'm not giving you a hard time.
Don't give me a hard time. I'm gonna get some Coke. I'm gonna get some Coke. Hold on.
Right.
Keep them company.
Too much THC. Yeah, there are a lot of cool knife makers. I'd say probably one of the favorites that I've actually held. I mean, there's a lot of favorite designers that I like, but one of the favorites I've actually held that have come through was an RJ Martin.
Yeah.
I
remember you talking about that.
Yeah, I think it was wild.
I haven't actually handled a whole lot of full handmade knives, to be honest. So hard for me to say. I was really impressed with Ryan's William Henry's. I think they're handmade. I could be wrong. They're not for me.
Right.
But I was impressed with what they did.
Rob, is that Jason Clark? Because I get confused. There's multiple, or Mitch Clark. Mitch Clark is here, and he does the gun stock, which I love.
I had a David Clark custom. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's Jason Clark as well too. There's quite a few of them.
That David Clark was a handmade custom. It was definitely impressive. Yeah. And then I had a what's that guy's name? Angelina Jolie collects his knives.
That tells me a lot. He's a weirdo.
I know you're talking about, and I can't think of the name.
He made the gun hammer. Daryl Ralph.
I
had a Daryl Ralph handmade custom that was absolutely mind blowing, but it was so gaudy. Like I was embarrassed to carry it.
The gun hammer was even gaudy in a way, the way that the flipper tab was, because I had one of those. I gave it away, but it was a Kaiser gun hammer. Right. Daryl Ralph. I didn't know anything.
I had a full handmade custom gun hammer from him.
Hey, speaking of weird conspiracy theories, have you seen those videos of her lately greeting people on the red carpet where her hands do that weird alien shit? Angelina's one of the lizard people, man.
She's on nothing on the internet's real, dude.
I know.
Yeah, she's bound to be weird looking. Look at her dad, John Voight. Rob, so that's Jason's Clark Customs. And then which one's Mitch Clark? Because Mitch Clark is another custom maker as well too. I get confused of which one's which, but I like the Clark gun stock.
What's Dragoon getting his hands on? missed out on. Currently, my favorite knife makers are Blackbird Blades, Burning Stables Forge, and Chino Blades on the books. For all. Oh, okay. Yeah, I follow Chino Blades. He seems like a pretty cool guy.
One of the guys who I've never owned one of his or held one of his customs, but I love his design language and love his work is Kirby Lambert.
Kirby
And
Lambert makes some really nice stuff.
he's a good dude too. I've had some chats with him, and he's a cool guy. But I never had one come through to take a look at, but they're gorgeous. And Peter Carey's up there as well too.
I've heard of Peter Carey. I can't picture his knives.
Peter Rosenti is up there. I'd like to have a real Nirvana.
I'm sure you would. You can't buy anything from Rosenti for under 4 digits, so can you?
No.
Probably not under $2,000, can you?
It'd be tough.
Yeah.
Is it just because he's got such a line, or are they just that much? I mean, are they Julie Gaudy knives, kind of like William Henry's, or are they just really nice?
Just really nice and doesn't make many. Supply and demand.
I was going to say something shitty, but I'm not going to. I'm going to do this instead.
Paul, I see what you're doing.
Nice, Paul.
Stevie pulled that shit on me here a while back in a private conversation.
Chef Rocky, what's up, brother?
You know, another one that I would like to own because I've had his production knives. I like to have a Brian Brown custom. I like his design.
I got to see a Brian Brown Jaeger custom that he would not sell at the Nashville Knife Show, and it is a different animal.
Yeah, this is the Corvus, but this is based off of his custom Taka. And
is that a full custom or is that a production?
No, this is the Corvus. This is the production version.
I got you.
I'd like to have the Taka, this is based after. But again,
the Jaeger's based after a Jaeger, isn't it?
Yeah, that was what it was.
That
was his custom name for the knife, and he kept the same name when he went to production.
I'd like to have some more of them just to be able to, compare them.
That's the thing too with customs. It's almost like you need to hold them before you purchase them to know exactly what you're getting, because there's a huge variation between maker to maker and model to model.
Right.
In case to case.
Because I'd hate to sit here and say that Scott Steels is much better than everybody else and not have handled it all. But from what I've handled, that's the most impressive handmade knife I've ever experienced. But then again, what that knife sell for at auction? Stevie's in here; he'd remember.
Probably 5 to 6.
That super full dress knife that he auctioned at Blade Show. I don't even remember how much it sold for.
Paul, it depends on micarta, because some of that vintage micarta. So, like, I love the look of emerald micarta, the green, bright green. It's a brighter to darker green, but if you find that and it's actual vintage emerald Westinghouse, you're looking at anywhere between $300 to $500 in material for scales. You're not. I mean, it gets outrageous. So micarta, it can be super expensive. It just depends on what you're getting. It can be super cheap if you're just getting,
You know what's weird to me though, Kyle, is I've not been able to. I can't see it or feel it. I get it that there's a heritage behind it and it makes it more expensive. But if I can't see it or feel it, I'm probably not going to pay it.
Yeah. What's up, Dawson? What's up, Stevie?
People buying a piece of history and all that stuff, but that's just not for me. Maverick stuff is pretty insane.
What's up, Tina? Saw you called, buddy. Yeah, Maverick's cool. I like. I forget what he changed his name to. It used to be Rip. Bettina might know.
Was he a vape guy?
No, it was Rip Customs. He had the model was the Fury. But what was the other name of his company he had before? I forget.
I don't know.
The
He
edgy
had
American
some sick
Blaze
looking grinds.
Terminator.
John, quit telling people I made that piece of shit.
Patina, I know it's a different guy. There, thank you, Atomic Punk. I was trying to think of the guy's name though. Atomic Punk. Yeah, he has some cool designs.
Back when David Lee Roth had a voice.
His grinds remind me a little bit of John from Rotten Design.
Who's that guy that's always at Blade Show that I love his company?
John Sorensen.
He's a designer. Is it Beautiful Filth? Is that the name of it? Ain't that his company name? Patina Beautiful Filth. Something like that. I think it's the coolest name in the design world. But
yeah, I found out you can get a Sorensen. John Sorensen's doing regrinds, but do you know how much his regrinds are cost?
He's got to fill up those gators out on his property. All that custom silk screen toys he's got. How much?
They go between $400 to $450 for a regrind,
geez.
and the weight
charge you half that,
and the wait is 12 to 18 months.
Wow.
I'll pass.
I'll pay $110 from Brian Kim.
Yeah, but he
I
only
get it.
does,
It's a different thing. I understand that.
and he's doing them for his knives. He's not doing them for.
Yeah, because he's doing those nightmare grinds, right?
Well, no, he's doing because John is what did the Evos. Sorensen from Rotten Design. John Sorensen.
Yeah, the
Design.
Evo, your favorite sexy knife.
Yeah,
That's
but
import.
that $450 regrind is like it's not just a regrind, is it?
Shane's saying, is he taking an Evo and making it a nightmare?
He does all kinds of things. You can just make it a plain regrind. You can do all kinds of stuff. But they
Mine
start
$50 for a plain regrind.
Yeah, they start at 400.
Oh yeah, I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah, Crine does some expensive regrinds, and I mean I get him. He's good, but he's not.
That's what you paid for that Chinese knife, ain't it, John? $450.
four even. I had to break out my $400 Chinese knife. God, it's a nice knife though.
I'm glad you like it, man.
I do. It makes me hold on. I'll put it back in the box now.
Nick, that's cool. I'd heard that he was only doing his, but I'm glad that he opened it up to other stuff. That's awesome. I'm just going off of what I haven't talked to the man directly, but I'm just going off of what I've seen from some people that had worked with him.
Kaiser used to kill it. They still do kill it, but this knife, I think, what should I have Tate do to this? It's got some blue in those speed holes. I kind of want him to blast it and then maybe do some laser on it, but I don't know what.
Oh, that was the wrong answer.
I didn't hear your answer.
I don't know.
I said throw it away.
Throw it away.
Are you not happy with it the way it is?
Well, I am, but it's one that I've got several knives that after watching what Tate does, I've kind of looked at them as canvases. One of them is my Asher Spiro that I've held on to forever, my full tie. I think it could have something done to it really cool where I might like it or carry it more because I don't carry it.
I think that knife would look cool with those speed holes in it. I think it'd look cool with Terry's rock pattern in it.
That's true. Dude, I had a chance and I should have done it, but it would have been too heavy. This guy came in selling a ton of shit. We may have picked him up. I don't know, but he had a set of Spyderco scales. I forget who made them, but they were like shipwrecked bronze and they were textured and they just looked like nothing I've ever seen, like kind of like bronze and black colored. No texture except for the little like natural patina on them. They were cool scales. I've never seen them. I can't remember who he said made them.
Rob, I'm glad you got an Asgard. Those are cool. Dalibor makes them.
It took me a minute to even figure out what you were saying. That's a lot of name, dude.
Dalibor is awesome. I've actually worked on one of his customs.
Yeah.
It's called the Unnamed. It was a full integral. That's that one that was like
I wouldn't
3/4.
make you drive it there, but are you talking about the not to interrupt you, Kyle, but I just did. I'm sorry. Are you talking about the critical? No, I'm just talking about, dude, I've got a talented
interrupt. Shut
modder
up, Kyle.
who works with me. But no, I won't touch it. I'll give you if I decide to do something crazy with it. I'm not thinking about getting rid of it. I've had this knife for 5 years. And it's made the cut. It's my only Kaiser Blade series left. Original. But go ahead, Kyle. I didn't mean to just totally cut you off. Kind of did.
Yeah, kind of. But
Kind of did me too, or
I didn't mean to.
all the above.
well, I understand why Kyle gets aggravated because I don't know how he's still friends with me because I get upset at myself for interrupting people. I do it all the time, and I don't think about it until after I've done it. I don't know how.
I know I do sometimes. I try not to, but I know I do. But I try on this format. It's hard because you're trying to go through a comment and discuss it, and everyone has something to say about it. But by the time that is done, then the next comment comes through, and you're trying to talk about that. Yep. So it gets difficult. But
or in this case, somebody's calling somebody, asking somebody specifically in the panel a question, and if it goes away, I'll never see it again. And I've got such horrible speed bump issues where I just spurt out shit.
Well,
y'all think about my first little case.
Is it a single blade?
Single blade. I only do single blade so far. Yeah. Except for Blue Mike Harda.
Yeah.
I think this knife was $70, which is a lot for a case. But cases are, I was able to look.
I have a bigger problem with the way you're doing it, though, John, because people can come in and look at it and handle it and see the centering and check it out before they walk out.
And I'll tell you,
I don't trust them enough to order something.
No, and I've ordered 3 from Amazon. They were all 3 giveaway knives. I don't think the how Walmart might get a different, and I don't know if this is true, but the Civivi sold at Walmart may be in fact a little different than the Civivi sold at Blade HQ, even for the same model. They might not be, but a lot of times Walmart has a different spec on their goods. That's how they keep the price down, just slightly. But anyway, the case knives that they get, I think, are only like current catalog cases, and then the old rare ones he buys. So I think they cherry pick too, so they don't keep a lot of junky stuff in there.
Yeah. Well, I had a guy the other day, John, that he's got this display case. He's got this display case that belonged to his dad or his granddad, I don't remember. But they're all limited production cases. They're all numbered. And I told him to get with me, and we would, if he wanted to, we would, or if he couldn't go, I would take him up there and let John look at them and see what he thought.
A to Z just came into about 20 from a passed away father-in-law or girlfriend's father. And John's not the type of guy, y'all know him well enough, that is going to give you the most for the case. If you're looking to move some cases,
make money.
And Cheeto, I'm sending you pictures because I want that MBK, buddy. I'm so sorry. It's been crazy with it being Christmas, and I sleep. Like I told Shane, I didn't blow him off yesterday. I just came home and I passed out.
You're about to pass out tonight.
I woke up a little bit. I grabbed my cherry Dr. Pepper. I didn't get a Red Bull or anything because I don't want to be up late because I got to get up early. I got to be up at like 9 so I can be down there at 10 listening to people go, well, I need to get something for my nephew. He likes case knives. Well, get him this fucking knife.
You sound kind of whiny.
He's just sick of case.
I'm not whiny, dude. And what's funny is those 2 guys will say,
Before I forget, don't forget to read Terry's comment.
Let's see.
I want to look at it. Can we look at those?
Yeah, he just said he got permission.
Sweet. Let me go to IG. Y'all keep talking.
Rob, well, while he's looking, I'm going to share a picture for you real quick.
Congratulations, Terry.
There you go, Rob. That's the Dalibor that I worked on.
Oh, that's what Rob's got.
Is that the
He's,
little
he's got
French
he's
split?
got a version of the
Or is that the
production.
DP?
That's a badass knife, man.
This is the Dalibor Unnamed. It is a full custom handmade integral that's about 3/4 of an inch thick. It is extremely thick, extremely heavy, and it's about a 9.5 inch knife too.
Did
It's
Donnie make that?
large. Did you not hear anything I just said?
I'm just fucking with you.
Well, I'm going to interrupt you to tell you to shut up.
I know. I had to throw it in there. I have to be shit on at some point this week.
I feel no issue shitting all over you.
Hey, Terry, is this for the little DP01 that this wallet was made for? I'm about to show it, but I think, and I'm not sure, I think this is a little DP01, which is TKL's a great little knife. I've got it, and I'll.
Oh, that is cool. Just a
But
pocket drop sheath.
Yes, the
That was in
DP1.
the wallet.
Yes, and that knife is about 4 inches long. It's tall. It's thin.
That's
It
the
was,
only way to own that knife.
well, what's really cool about it is the reason this knife came to be. Hold on, there's another picture. The reason this knife came to be, that's the front of the wallet. Can you all see that?
Yeah.
So you flip it over, and this thing is so thin. What he did is his father-in-law, who may have passed away by now, I know he was really sick. I think he had Lou Gehrig's disease. But he always carried this small little fixed blade that he'd gotten from somebody who made it for him locally back in the Kentucky mountains. And Tim wanted to make a knife. He had that knife. He still had that little old rusted up knife, and Tim wanted to make a modern version of it before he passed. So I think that's a very cool piece. And I'll tell you what, Terry, I want to talk to you about that because I've got that knife. And I love that.
And I hate to be, well, I'll just say this. I want to make something that small and have Terry make me a wallet to go with it.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's literally the only way to own that knife.
You know what you could make, dude? You should make. I'm gonna grab something, and I want you to think about the prick.
Well, I've already got a tiny knife in mind that
Think about
that I'm wanting to do a
think about a shiv
between myself and Brian F and Terry, to where I make the knife, Brian does the handles and makes a matching small ferrocerium rod, and Terry makes either a pocket drop or you can wear it around your neck or whatever. But guys, keep in mind, y'all know how far behind I am. All those projects are months into the future.
Dude,
I got caught up.
You find you a little 5-inch piece of steel that comes off your knife, make you a tiny little slicey scalpel that'll be short, that'll fit in a wallet. That's not, I mean, it can be double-sided, but this is that little thing that takes minutes to make.
Right.
Did I show you the paring knife he made yesterday for his mom? Let me show you something real quick, then I won't show anymore.
By the way, Jeffrey Dawson, I'm going to make that kitchen knife you were talking about, and get that thing to you whether you want it or not, just because I want to make it.
I told him I would take this knife. I love the choil or the sharpening choil. I would take this knife as a EDC knife. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
See how he did the choil? The sharpening choil. It's really thin. It's a paring knife for his mom, right? So it's a kitchen knife, but it's got a really nice grind. This is that work tough that guy traded in that I might trade for. That thing's about 7.5 inches long. I know Scabs reviews a lot of them. That's called the called the Nomad EDC.
Yeah.
That's a great knife, Shane. You need to buy that when you come up there.
How
That
much?
cold steel Taipan. We got it for $200. I'm sure he'd make you a deal on it.
Now, see, that's a knife that I could justify buying because I don't even have a clue how to make that. I have no idea how to do that double grind and end up with that perfectly straight line down the center. I don't know how they do that.
Kyle can explain it. I can't think of how you would do it. I'm sure they
I've
do it with
watched videos.
machines.
I've heard people explain it. I still don't get it. Like it's
sorry,
still
what was
going
the
to come
question?
down. It's still going to come down to the steadiness of my hand, and I don't think I can do it.
What was the
Right.
question?
How would you make a knife like this Taipan and
What,
keep
a
it
dagger?
centered? Huh? A dagger where
dagger?
yeah, as a maker and keep it straight.
That line down the middle, I don't think I could ever get it perfectly straight like that.
I'm sure you could. You just got so you would scribe your center line just like you would normally, like on the edge for your
I
belly.
understand how it works. I've watched hours of videos of people doing it. I'm just saying, I don't think I'm capable of making
Oh,
that.
well, then don't ask how to do it.
We believe
How
that you
was it?
are, dude.
Here's that kitchen knife, not cheap.
Well, have y'all seen that yet? The new Anonymous? That's
Rob,
the new
I try to keep my kitchen knives under 200. I've got one coming that's going to be 200, but it's a lot more. It's a lot more knife. But yeah,
That's a new Benchmade, and the ends on the box are the mirrored images, so they're backwards ends. But it's this crew wear knife about 9 inches long.
what is that?
It's the new Benchmade that just came out called the Anonymous. A crew wear, kind of a beefy knife.
Yeah.
Fixed blade.
What are they asking for that?
Let me pull it up. Hold on. I bet you
I bet it's close to
Benchmade.
$300.
Well, we got to take off 15% and then your sales tax. So you take off about 24%. Benchmade, and not. Don't ask me why. That's just the way they do business. Anonymous.
Shane, I'm going to show this off for Rob.
Dom, that sounds. You make that sound really simple. But the reason I say that is
$310.
when I try to do a saber grind, I really struggle to get those lines even. So the idea of doing 4 saber grinds on one blade, I'm intimidated. I don't want any part of it yet.
310, Shane. Take 15% off 310, and then take 8 3/4 off. So take about 24% off $310.
As a maker, you know where I'm going. I'm thinking, what could I make that knife for in crew wear with a better heat treat?
Yeah.
And a better grind. I could do that for about the same money, maybe a little bit less.
Shane, I'm going to show this to Rob, and you can explain. You can explain a little bit about this. The knife, what it costs, what it's made out of, and all that kind of stuff.
That's about right, Cheeto, but I can't even do simple math like that in my head.
Yeah, that knife right. That's 10-inch Santoku and 14C at about 63 HRC. I saw that knife for 180. And
Cheeto, are you wanting folders, fixies, slippies? What do you want? Just throw up some ideas of what you like for that.
I mean, in your opinion, Kyle, how is that grind on that? Because I was scared to grind it any thinner. I'll just be honest.
For a kitchen knife, I think it could go a little thinner.
Yeah.
Or go thinner blade stock and go thinner.
Right.
But it's still going to be sliced. It's all get out.
Right.
There, Rob. There's the front of the knife.
How much more for MagnaCut, Cheeto said?
A lot. Probably $250 for a chef's knife in MagnaCut.
This is 14C Rob at 63.
Cheeto.
And that's what I'm getting at. I've talked to several makers, one that some of you don't care for. But, like Steve Clark and I talked about it, and he's like, I make knives in MagnaCut. He said, I'm telling you, because of the geometry, there's not enough difference in whether it's Nitro V, 14C, MagnaCut. There's not enough difference in them to pay the extra.
That's what I was getting at, Rob. Have you ever tried 14C at 63? It is.
Hey, Cheeto, by tomorrow afternoon when I get off work, by 6 o'clock, I'll have you some pictures, buddy.
It's a whole
I'd
different
be glad
animal.
to do it, MagnaCut. It's just the steel costs more and it's way more work.
Yeah, it'd probably be another $70, $80 at least.
And that handles walnut with a Scotch-Brite micarta bolster. Because keep in mind, even when you talk about steels being tough, until you get into the way upper echelon of toughness, when you get something that thin, I honestly think toughness supersedes perceived edge retention, just because the geometry is so good, it's going to cut even when it has lost its toothy edge.
Yep.
But I would be concerned with that.
Hey, nice nut.
I want as tough and stable a steel as I can get at that thinness.
And with 14C, I mean, if you hit bone or hit something like that, you're not worried about it.
Right.
If I hit bone, I'm going in again. God damn it.
But yeah, I'd be glad to make it MagnaCut. But it's about typically what the ones I've done in MagnaCut were 250, 180, and 14C. And that's the style can change. I can do it, custom to what you want. Like Sarah Rick's buying a blade from me, and he wants to do the handles himself. I'm more than glad to do that too.
No, the front part would be resin based, and the wood part is oiled. So that way, if there's any, it's food safe oil, but if there's any issue with, it's a wax based oil. So if there's any issue with, it gets chipped and needs to be refinished, you can just sand it and re-oil it. You don't have to worry about doing lacquer or any of that kind of stuff.
And that was kind of the point of the bolster, was to keep that wood away so it didn't never come in contact with blood and it soak into the handle. The wood's further towards the back, but I don't think
it's really the only downside about wood. It's a little more fragile. If you drop it in the blood, like materials, natural goo will mess it more than polymer, stuff like that.
Yeah. That Scotch-Brite micarta, though, is that's pretty tough shit. And it's kind of impermeable. I like it. My only regret on that one is my dye, the epoxy part of the micarta, I wish was blacker. It's like you saw I'm talking about, Kyle, how, like, I know you remember Yako's knife. It was blacker than that.
Yeah.
I wish that had turned out a little darker, but.
Well, we were talking about the geometry there for a second.
Right.
A perfect example is that tried and true. It was super thin, wasn't sharp, and still cut.
Right. Yeah.
Out of that.
But I'm the same way, though. I don't even remember who it was asking about it. I want the super steel too, even though I don't need it. I
agree. I mean,
I'm making a couple of chef's knives in S90V. Do they need it? Probably not. But the idea of it being S90V tickles my fancy. Kyle's got one right there on his desk, a little mini Santoku in S90V. Did it need to be S90V? Probably not, but it is.
Rob, are you still here?
And I was able to get it in a thinner stock. That was pretty. I'm pretty sure I'm right there, Kyle. That S90V is thinner than that 14C, isn't it?
Rob's still here, and Kyle's ignoring you, Shane.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not ignoring him.
I'm kidding.
Rob, there's the little mini Santoku.
That's a beautiful little knife. I know it's just a kitchen knife, but I see it as just a great little EDC knife.
Well, because Rob, I'm not saying the steel doesn't matter. I'm just saying the average user, not a professional chef, isn't going to notice that big a difference. But also, we don't know what Wusthof, what they're heat treating that at. You're talking about comparing a production heat treat.
I'm a certified Wusthof dealer.
What I'm assuming is a custom heat treat on that 3V. So, and a custom heat treat is always going to outcut a production heat treat. Always.
Yeah, that's why I was asking, because like 14C at 63 will outcut most any production S90.
Yeah.
It's a totally different animal. Yeah, there you could do different. You could do different scale materials.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to work with. The only thing I won't do, I don't even know what it's called, but you know when they superheat the handle and jam it into, I don't do that crap.
And I just won't
I'm not
do that.
That's not full tang because, like I said, I have a really nice knife that I absolutely loved and a horrible steel that cut. Even when I could drag it across my arm and not cut myself, it still worked in the kitchen great. But it came apart on me because it wasn't
Full tang.
Yeah, I will never do, and I don't think he's doing that anymore. So maybe that's why. Yeah.
What do they call? Not a partial tang, but they call them something. I'm
Hidden
trying to think
tang?
on those. What hidden? Did you say hidden?
Yeah,
What
there's
is that?
So the traditional Japanese style is the handle. It's like it has facets on it and almost looks like an octagon, right? The way it's shaped, and those are what Shane's talking about, where they're press fit in and then epoxied in. But
So
it's
it
still a
goes
full
the
tang.
entire length of the handle.
Yeah, I mean it still is the length of the handle is still the same as what you would traditionally call full tang, where you can see it. It's just that it's hidden. It's encased.
Gotcha.
I'm going to do some hidden full tang, but they're going to be in acrylic. I'm not interested in doing that burn in or burn through because you can't convince me that you get the handle hot enough to burn into a material without that heat affecting the blade at all.
I'm curious how this one works. This one's called full tang. This is the Kaiser.
It's just a hidden full tang.
Shane, so I don't know if you're familiar with why they did the burn process.
I understand it on like an electrician's knife because you don't want your hands touching any metal. I don't necessarily understand it on anything else.
So they burn it right here, right? And a lot of times they'll put wax around it when they're burning it too.
Yeah.
So when they slide the bolster on top, it actually seals that so water can't get up in.
How do you stop the heat from affecting the rest of the blade?
Well,
Tina,
in their mind,
180.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Shane, but their mind, if they're heating up here, it's far enough away from the edge because most of their knives have a bigger drop as well too. They're doing
that may be 100% true, but without testing it, I don't want to find out.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying, but most of theirs are 2 to 2.5 inch stock, so that drop is almost an inch at least. They're thinking it's keep that far away from the blade, it's not going to hurt it. Yeah. Similar to like a differential heat treat, and most of the time they're using carbon or they're using.
James said food tanks for the kids.
Sand mines, steel.
They call it a Camp 180. I think of it more of a military type style knife. AEBL, about $70. Tina.
See, that makes sense. Who makes that?
Kaiser.
That makes sense. That right there proves that piece of shit 1095 knife they made was completely unnecessary. They made a camp style, possibly even tactical use knife, and one of the toughest steels on the planet.
They also make this knife for $10 more in AEBL. They offered this knife. I asked them about it because the market asked for $10.95 in that knife.
Right.
That's what they told me. I don't think they made it to make a shitty knife. I think Kaiser just responds to what their surveys.
They're just all that knife was out there to do was trying to grab a few dollars of Becker's money.
But they make it in an AEBL, which is a pretty cool knife.
Yeah,
it still looks like
AEBL.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense as for a production company. Again, don't turn this into something that's not. It's not that I'm just bashing 1095, but for a production company, it never made sense to me.
Oh, I get it.
It's easier for them to treat season in this 1095.
Young man, street stabbing Troy. What's up, buddy?
that and they can stamp them out on a press. Literally make 1,000 of them in a day.
Right.
Dragoon says the 1095 sells like hotcakes in these markets.
And that's very possibly
that makes sense. Then. That makes sense. That's why they did it.
Yeah, a lot of times I just don't think we get all the information and we don't know. You know, we go with what we know, which I think is accurate scientific information.
Can you not see that's just a Becker?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, to me, it looks very much like a Medford too. I don't see the Becker as much because I don't see Becker.
Screams Becker.
But the Medford handle, the Medford, what's it called? The big marine knife.
Yeah.
The handle screams that to me just because I'm familiar with that Medford knife where I'm not the Becker.
I'm talking about the fighter.
Let me show you. Yeah.
I disagree, dude. That Medford handle's way nicer. It's got that bolt on.
Well, sure, it's nicer, but what's the Becker called? What Becker number? Do you know?
The BK9, whatever.
Becker BK9.
It's just that really rounded, black, almost molded looking handle. That's what that looks like.
Yeah, I don't think so. Let me show you. Is this the one you're talking about? This must not be the one you're talking about because this one has no choil.
I'm talking about the handle. There's not a choil in the handle. Choils go on blades. Yeah. Yeah. You don't see any resemblance in that and what you just held up?
No. Just the length. No.
Show us the handle again.
Well, yeah, the squareness of the handle, just the very bottom. All right, Mr. Knife Guy. Look, if you're talking about this much, yeah, it looks like it. But if you're looking at any other part of the knife, it doesn't look like it to me.
They're still chasing that market because there was
sure. Well, and I appreciate
Lakeside said pull up buck and padre.
Some of our Chinese enemies who chase what a lot of people want. Because this knife, I think, probably sold really well at $60 for somebody that wants it. Instead of not to knock.
I agree with all that. I agree, it's a good looking knife. I just say it for a production company capable of making an ABL. It makes no sense that they made a 1095 version.
See that little guy? Yeah. That's an excellent $17 knife in 440C.
Mm.
Camp knife. It's not expiring you.
Yeah, I still made it. I mean, 440C again is. I think, if I'm not mistaken, 440C might be tougher. It's either just a toucher than ABL, or it's right there with it.
$16, very thin. It's not a hard use knife.
Under $20, there's no point even stating the steel. It doesn't.
Sure. And it may not even be 440C. It may just be stamped 440C, right?
Yeah, but it's $16.
Right.
That's like all those people talking about the quality of the D2 on that Ozark Trail. I'm like, it's $5 fucking, man.
Right.
I gotta show you something.
Nobody cares.
But you want to see something impressive? I don't know if it came to me on Instagram. Let me look real quick. I saw a regrind of that knife from yesterday. Hold on.
Outdoors 55 spent more money regrinding that knife to find good steel than he paid for the knife.
Hold on, let's see if I can find it. Nope, I might show it on my text.
That's like that cold steel click and cut I've got that I love so much. I don't even remember what steel that is. Don't care. It's just so cheap, and you throw the blade away, it just doesn't matter.
Tate reground his Ozark. And it looks really good. I'm sure it'll fall apart on you. It's on my phone, so I can't really show it. Yeah, I can.
So Tate spent more money regrinding than he paid for it.
Just fucking around with it. Yeah, he did.
But it's a $7 knife, whatever it costs. It doesn't, who cares?
He just said, look at this.
Lakeside, I agree. I think Outdoors 55 is the hands down best knife related channel on YouTube.
And he's also a very nice guy.
He is. He's starting to delve into waters that I hoped he never would, but I get it.
What waters are those?
He's just, he's getting a little bit chilly towards. Never mind.
Oh
love
God,
Austin.
you
Bad
can't
mouth.
just go quiet
You could
on
see
it.
that coming, though.
Huh?
You could see that coming, though, from a mile away.
He has to.
I know.
He,
That's what I'm
that's
saying.
why.
You could see it coming
That's
from
why
a mile
told.
away.
I mean, I've told John things that if people heard, I've told John things in private that if people heard, it would contradict other things that I've said. But if you were trying to make a successful channel, there are things you just have to do, and people are just going to understand it. So just let it go and do what you need to do. I'm not going to hold it against anybody. I'm not
I
holding it
like
against
him.
Alex. I love it. Yeah. I think he's super entertaining. I think he's super honest. I think he brings up the trolls just enough to make it funny, not like. I don't even think the trolls exist in Metal Complex, to be honest. I think he makes that shit up for content.
Or he could have he could have a serious block on his lives.
Yeah.
You can do that too, or have a really aggressive group of moderators.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any moderators.
Yeah,
He never used to have any moderators.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, I've got a 1095 knife right over there that I'll own for the rest of my life because it was given to me and Terry made me a pocket sheath for it. I absolutely love it. I want
Terry,
to buy.
I love your DP.
I want a Dom's knives, even if it's in 1095, because it's not about the edge retention. I don't care.
Well, if you have a conversation with Kate,
it didn't make any sense to me that Kaiser made one, and for $10 more, they made the same knife that's 3 times better.
no telling.
Shane, I agree with most everything he says, and I think he's a good dude. But there are some things that Alex does get wrong.
I'm sure from a sharpening point of view, there are things that you're going to just yeah. I don't know enough about the sharpening,
but I don't think he.
But I don't think he talks about sharpening or makes content about sharpening for you. Right. I think he's making content for people who don't know anything about sharpening.
Correct. And that's what I was getting ready to say was I don't think that he's doing it intentionally to mislead anyone. He's doing it for the masses to make it simpler.
And I'm sure, Kyle, there were things that you felt and you were adamant about 5 years ago that you're not now.
Yeah, because I wasn't even sharpening. I wasn't sharpening 5 years ago.
Okay. 2 years ago, even a year ago, there was probably something that you thought or may have even said that was true to you in that moment. That's probably no longer the case. So, you got to remember, everybody's going through an evolution. I'm going through an evolution in knife making. There's things that I'm adamant about right now that 5 years from now, I'll look back on and think, I was stupid. I shouldn't have done that.
Mine's just the opposite. I'm going through this evolution where I realize knife buyers are stupid. Not the ones in here, but the ones that come into my store.
Yeah. You're just having to deal with the public for the first time in a long time, John.
Dude, I always dealt with the public, but I dealt with them in the back room. I dealt with the select few that were in charge of the public, I guess.
When you deal in retail, you realize how stupid people are in America.
God, it's tough, dude. It's tough. I haven't had the hateful guy.
I mean that meanly. I'm just saying that it. Unfortunately, you don't see it on a day-to-day basis until you're out there dealing with it.
I want to talk about something Dragoon just said. He said 1095 is a huge selling point in low humidity environments, and you can sharpen it with a rock so Taiwan ate them up. Kyle, don't get started on the rock thing. We know what he meant. I'll say this. You can put an edge on it with a rock.
It's not sharp.
Try to actually sharpen a 1095 knife. If you know what sharp is. I'm assuming you've experienced sharp and you know what sharp is. That makes that statement not true. However, those customers buying it only care about a working edge. They've probably never experienced sharp. So that's the difference. People in the know that it's damn near impossible to get a hair whittling edge on 1095, especially on a fucking rock. So that makes that point mute. That's what I was getting at. Everybody is progressing at a different pace. We're all at different levels in what we've learned about steels and what we like and what we don't. So it makes sense that there's still a shit ton of people out there that will buy it up. I get it. I'm just saying, for a production company that had an option, because I don't think 1095 is any easier to sharpen than ABL or Nitro V. I don't think it is.
It's actually more often not
I can
part of
get a
the
burr
preference.
quicker on Nitro V than I can 1095. Because 1095
That's what I was getting ready to say. More often than not, 1095 is so soft that
just
it
keeps flopping back and
it
forth.
smears back and forth. So you're
Right.
not getting a crisp apex.
Right. Now,
Plus,
is this okay for most of those people in Taiwan or wherever buying the 1095? Sure. It's not okay for me.
but the counterpoint to that,
I
Shane,
bet 69 just nailed it, dude. I've never heard that answer before. That's a perfect answer. Technically, diamond is a rock. Now, yeah, I know
Dragoon.
exactly what you mean, Dragoon. I wasn't arguing with you. I was just using that as an example for the point I was trying to make. Because a lot of times I try to make a point, and it comes across as me bad-mouthing things, and that's not what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, I'm not hating on it, but here one thing I will say that I think a lot of people miss out on is they always say they want the ease of sharpening in the field, right?
Yeah.
If you take something like
what they mean by that, though, is to be able to swing it as hard as they possibly can and it go through a limb. That's not necessarily sharp.
I'm not talking about that. What I'm saying is they say they want to be able to sharpen the field like if they're, skinning an animal or whatever else, right?
Right.
If you take 14C, which strops back better than 1095, it is a much harder steel. It's going to hold an edge better, and you're out in the field and it goes dull. You can strop it with you, or while you're out in the field, and it's going to come back better.
Right.
And the edge is going to last longer, so you're not going to need to bring it back nearly as fast. Plus, it's one of those steels that you can realign so easy that you don't need to take it to stone nearly as fast as you do a lot of steels. It is the perfect outdoor use knife or steel for an outdoor use.
14C.
The whole family, 14C, AEBL, Nitro V, whatever.
I know a guy's got a doctorate in metallurgy that says it's the best budget steel on the planet, bar none. That's
What? Again, it got mislabeled.
People talk about, I'm not going to carry a super steel into the woods and risk it going dull. Dude, how hard is it? You can buy that little plate that goes on your field sharpener. You can buy a new plate separately. Super glue it to the back of your fucking sheath. If you're that worried about it,
right?
It's not that hard to take a diamond sharpening plate. You don't have to take your KME out in the woods. But you can super glue that little piece of diamond to the back of side of your sheath, and if you do enough work to dull a S90V out in the woods, you can still touch it up. So it goes along. I love the idea of a ferro rod. I think they're cool. But if I can carry a ferro rod, I can carry a lighter, man.
No doubt.
Same space. You know what I'm saying? I own them. I think they're cool, but it's not the end all.
Yeah, I've got one right next to my lighter in my pouch, just in case something happens with my lighter, which it won't.
I did get in the car the other day, and it was so cold when I struck my lighter. It just barely had a little flame come up. And I thought, was this thing running out of fuel? By that afternoon, it was back to a full flame. So
it was
so cold that I guess the pressure was so low it wasn't coming out very good. But it still worked.
All I was getting at was things are relative, and if you're going to be out there, you don't necessarily need something like that, but that is a mindset that has been passed down that people believe, and it does not be true.
None of us will own a knife in 440. They made 440 as an upgrade to 1095 because it's 5 times tougher, still holds an edge better, and it's easy to shorten too. And it will actually get sharp. It won't stay that way long. But when I'm talking about sharp, I'm talking about surgical sharp.
Like cut hair sharp.
Yeah.
Be right back.
I think the
Crispy. What's up, Pretty Fly?
I think the barrier for me on 1095 is when I was trying to sharpen it, because I have a knife in 1095 that is super hard. I'll show it. It's fucking ugly. Y'all seen it before. But this is 1095 at about 65 HRC. And I tried to sharpen this on stone, and I couldn't. It was too hard. It just squeaked. Problem is when I go to diamond and I try to sharpen it, the diamond just rips the carbides out of the edge. And that's when I realized, well, this shit's useless. To me, in my situation, this is useless because I got it hard like I want it, and now Arkansas stone won't touch it. But when I use diamond, it rips the carbides out. I don't know. Carbide tear out hasn't been an issue in the knife community for a little while, but it's a thing. So, I mean, there's a chunk missing. I've not used this knife. There's a chunk missing right there. Can y'all see that?
What steel's that? That's
1095. And that right there is where that diamond sharpener literally got a hold of one of the chunky ass pieces of carbon in 1095 and ripped it out while I was sharpening it.
Rob, I would say the main thing to consider first and foremost is the maintenance schedule on those knives. If it's not something that's looked after very well, then you definitely don't want a carbon-based steel. Stick with something like MagnaCut, or that's probably your best all-around option for corrosion resistance and for edge retention in that category. Otherwise, you're going to have to worry about, is it getting wiped down? Is it getting cleaned properly? Is it getting stored correctly? There's a lot of different factors there. I would steer clear of the super carbons just because of that, because not everyone is willing to.
Yeah, I'm making some kitchen knives now in ProCut, and I think ProCut's going to make an excellent kitchen knife for somebody that knows to wash it, dry it, and probably oil it after use. If your wife's not going to do that, don't buy one ProCut. But I can make you a knife in any of those steels if they're available for probably less than anybody.
Are you seeing some steels, Shane, that are hard to get right now?
I haven't seen any wrecks, anything ever. Ever.
You have to buy it in bulk.
Yeah, I've not seen.
You have to buy sheets of that.
Anything. And I've been told that MagnaCut's getting hard to find too. I don't know if that's the truth, but I've got some, so I'm not. There's a good comment right there. Patina said MagnaCut or Van-X. I don't have any interest in Van-X, but Patina does because he's right there on the coast and all that salty air. Van-X makes sense for him.
Yep.
Nobody around here even knows what Van-X is or has ever heard of it.
Hey, what's up, Kevin? Yeah, I mean, so I think that you be best off probably with doing something that is going to be stainless for most people, especially if you're worried about not keeping it honed. And
I'll be honest, man, there's times like I was having this conversation with Bama Knife Guy yesterday that there's times that I still feel like an imposter. He bought a MagnaCut kitchen knife from me. I charged him $250, and I felt so bad because he's a buddy of mine that I made him two. And I probably will always feel that way until I realize that if Rob went to anybody else and wanted a custom kitchen knife made and his choice of steel with his choice of handle material and all that, and you find out that they're $500-$600, then you go to Blade Steel and you realize there's kitchen knives out there in lesser steels than I use that are $1,500, $2,000. I have to keep that in mind so I don't feel bad about it because we've talked about this ad nauseum that I still don't think my time's worth anything. That's why it's hard for me to justify it in my mind. But yeah, $250 you can get a knife in almost any steel that we're capable of purchasing. I lost a Benchmade bone collector years ago. Got caught in the LSS, did he?
Honestly, some of the scale material makes more of a difference in price than the.
Oh yeah, we learned that the hard way, didn't we? Paul Mills bought enough scale material to make a knife this big, and it was, I think, shipping it all around $80. Well, see, yeah, it costs as much as the blade material. So I say that price within reason.
Yeah, it's all relative, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like I couldn't do it in mammoth motor. I mean, some mammoth motors $500 a piece.
Yeah, that's definitely doable, Rob. That's not an issue doing something like a MagnaCut or something with a little bit of corrosion resistance that's going to hold an edge.
Yeah.
Plus, one thing too, you got to factor in you're getting custom heat treat pushed to the limit of its capability versus something stock.
Well, Jeffrey, you don't play, do you?
That's a great knife.
It is.
The Mako.
There's
I
very
like
few
to have him
people
on
out there
Friday
that
Night Flicks first of the year.
I aspire to, and Creeley is definitely one of them. Never met him, never talked to him. But, you know, when I got into this, my aspirations were Steve Clarey and Brian Kim. And then I added Alex Steingraber to that list, and they still are my main three. But, you know, after a while, I realized that what Creeley is doing, it was actually Alex Steingraber that said it. He's like saying, if you do exactly what I tell you to do, you don't fuck around and change anything, your heat treat will be just as good as my heat treat, as Brian's heat treat, as Creeley's heat treat, as anybody else's. The problem is nobody is willing to do what they're told. It's like everybody wants to change something. They want to skimp somewhere. They want to delay something by 30 seconds, and it all makes a difference. So that's why I don't.
You just follow instructions like you're supposed to.
My wife asks me all the time, you know, who taught you to cook? Nobody. I just read the fucking directions on the box. She refuses. But she refuses to touch a measuring cup, to read the direction, to adjust the temperature on the oven, any of that, and wonders why nothing turns out right. It's because you can't follow directions. I love you. I understand you got this free-spirited mind, but if you can't follow directions, you can't cook. And that's all you're doing in your heat treat.
She's an artist, man.
Right. Hey, but when she does nail something, it's pretty glorious.
Yeah, I bet. You sometimes you got to mix that shit up to make it special, or it's just going to be like it says on the box.
Yeah, she confused teaspoon with tablespoon making some cookies one time.
Man, I'm having twice baked potatoes tomorrow and pork tenderloin. I'm so hungry. I'm about to go to Taco Bell. Y'all drive me that way.
Have you tried them with blue cheese?
The baked potatoes?
Yeah.
No, I put ranch dressing in them.
I despise blue cheese, but in twice baked potatoes and in macaroni, not blue cheese can't be all that's in there. It's got to be like good macaroni. You add
mix a little in there. See, blue cheese to me has such a sharp taste.
Yeah.
Be right back.
Y'all pay homage to this for just a second.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Or give them $3.98 because I know what those steels can do done right.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
At this point, they're kind of like T2. Great steel, but the reputation has been ruined, and it would take me. I'd have to talk to us blue in the face to convince them that there's a difference. So I just don't mess with it.
Kyle, what was that steel that the first tag-alongs were made out of? PSB 23? Kyle's gone. Never mind.
I don't know what that is.
It's some kind of D2 type steel. They're making them out of MagnaCut now.
You know what I'm having for Christmas dinner this year? Chili dogs.
Oh, dude, that sounds good, though.
Everybody else is having Thanksgiving dinner. But the wife asked me today what kind of chili to buy for my chili dogs, so I didn't have to eat turkey.
Yeah, my mom and I are just kicking it tomorrow night. We're going to take it easy. And then my daughter's coming in town Friday, so I'm stoked about that. I hadn't seen her in a while.
Where are we going to eat lunch Saturday?
Dude, I know there's only one place, right?
As far as I'm concerned, yeah.
There's only one place. I can go just grub down some of them cheeseburgers.
That's the only place I've ever been where I ordered a cheeseburger and found out it was $18, and I wasn't mad.
No. And I'm gonna get fries too. I'm gonna have to get my own fries this time.
Yeah.
Cause what's that sauce that came with those fries?
All that is real, not fake, real American cheese, and they mix it with heavy cream and melt it.
Man, y'all making me hungry. I'm gonna have to bail out of here.
Yeah. Rob, I made Paul Mills has got a knife I did in CPM 154 that's at 63. I looked at the chart, and as the HRC climbed, when it got to a certain spot, the toughness started to fall off, and it fell off by like 1 notch, and that's where I went. I think it was either 63 or 64 HRC CPM 154. And I would bet my reputation on the fact that CPM 154 is better than any production 20CV, M390, any of that shit you've ever used. I don't know that Paul's ever even used that knife. But again, I can scream that from the rooftops, and all people know is what they've experienced from production, so they're not going to listen. Yeah, I forgot. We took Richard Hopkins there.
Yeah, we took Richard. Richard, we're thinking about going there Saturday when Ryan and Shane come up, if they come up.
Yeah.
Guys, we're going to have to sign. I'm going to have to get to bed. I'm tired, man. And I got to get up at
This
9.
is a first, dude.
Well, I've got to get up at 9. I've never had to do that.
Insomniac's over at 11 p.m.
But at Friday night, we'll make
Are you quitting already?
Dude, I'm
He's
beat
fell
tired.
asleep 15 times. You just weren't paying attention.
And I'm hungry now after watching that Yokiro Taco Bell commercial. I've got to run to Taco Bell. I've got to get some cheese pizzas. But no, we'll make it up Friday. After Christmas, things are good. I'm not working Saturday, so I won't have to worry about it, even though that was 2 o'clock, so that wasn't a big deal, or 12. But tomorrow,
Well, you can leave. You can leave, John. Shane and I will still keep it going. I'll just end it. We're done.
Y'all stay and let me leave the studio. Y'all keep it live. I'll watch it from when I'm leaving.
Let me tell you this, buddy. This is something you'll learn. And I'm not familiar at all with your making or where you're at in it. There's nothing wrong with the fact that you bought 440C.
There you go, Javon.
Use it for what it's.
I'm leaving these guys. These guys are going to run it. I think if I bail out, it's all good because my camera's still on.
Use it for what it's made for.
Y'all stay on. I love y'all.
Lean into the fact that it is super tough and make something super hard use and super tough with it. Don't try to, in my opinion, I wouldn't try to make something super slicey and shoot for edge retention.
I'm going to do this.
Have it.
That way I know it'll stay live.
Or you're just going to leave your, there you go. God, he just left us, didn't he?
Told you.
God, he was falling asleep the first 5 minutes. I could see him through his glasses. I could see him dozing off. Yeah.
Knowing our luck, he didn't mute it, and we're going to start hearing him yell at Tippy here in a minute.
That's funny.
Oh, what do you got going?
Oh, man, I just got holiday stuff over the next couple of days. Lakeside, if we're not already on Instagram or if you've got a different Instagram name, let me know because I'd love to follow what you're doing. Something I love to do more than anything is share my mistakes that cost me time and money. And if I can ever do that, I'm more than happy to. I got to watch Yako make his first knife. Was super proud of what he did because, like I said, he did a way better job than this. And I'm not taking any credit for that, but it helps if you can have people tell you what not to do.
Speaking of
to the border,
I hopped in Dylan's last night. I was talking with him. He bought a 2x72.
Who did?
Dylan.
Yeah. I thought Dylan's knives showed up today, but they weren't here. He's mailed me his, all those knives he bought, or he made. He made
about it.
He mailed me all of his Pro Cut to heat treat for it.
Yeah, he was talking about that last night.
Yeah. I called him yesterday, but he didn't answer. But they haven't shown up yet. I had a bunch of packages, but none of it was that.
I wish I had packages show up.
Yeah.
Although, I think I may do that tomorrow, Shane. I may just go ahead and do it without pins.
I mean, that's a very light duty knife, dude.
I know.
I just don't think it needs it. I mean, you think about it. That knife that I did for Justin Sunstrick didn't have pins, and it took weeks of him batoning that thing before a handle snapped off.
Yeah, this is very.
I still feel horrible about it, but lesson learned. I haven't handled Magnamax yet. ProCut is all it is. It's a really easy to heat treat carbon steel that is super temper resistant, which makes it awesome in my opinion. It finishes beautifully with little to no effort, but it has enough vanadium in it, which like 1095 doesn't, 80CRV2 doesn't. It has enough vanadium in it that you can heat treat it to like 67 HRC and get really good edge, like better edge retention than production S35, S30 steels like that. Production. Now I could heat treat. Many people could heat treat those steels to outperform ProCut, but it's also affordable. Like I saw a guy the other day that he does his by cutting a 1-inch sisal rope, and his ProCut didn't cut any more sisal rope than 80CRV2 did, but they were both at 62 HRC, so he didn't get all he could get out of that ProCut. But there's two different heat treat protocols for it. There's one that leans towards toughness and one that leans towards edge retention. But what's great about it is when you go towards the edge retention, you're definitely losing some toughness, but it's still tougher than 1095. Lakeside, I made my first one in a spare bedroom. I don't recommend that. Wow. The whole house smelled like desert ironwood for about a month. Yeah. Which is extremely toxic. But yeah. And if you need help heat treating it, just hit me up. I don't have the money to pay for you shipping, but I don't mind heat treating something for you if you need me to.
That's one of the benefits too of getting ProCut is the fact that you're getting something that can be tough, have a decent edge retention, and it's easy to work with.
Really easy to sharpen. Not easy to get an edge good enough that you can hack it through a tree limb, but really easy to get a razor sharp edge on. Because it has vanadium in it.
Right.
It's not a lot of vanadium, but it don't always take a lot of vanadium. The original purpose behind ProCut was Alabama Damascus probably makes more Damascus than anybody. And it's always been 1095 and 15N20, which neither one of those are great edge retention steels. In my opinion, if I was going to make a knife, I'd make it out of 15N20 before I would 1095. But anyway, they wanted something with more edge retention, so ProCut was designed to replace 15N20 in Damascus. Very few people are making knives out of solely ProCut. I am doing that. I don't know how long it's going to last because, you've got to know when you buy it that if you don't, you either got to be patining or you got to take really good care of it. Like this knife has never been outdoors. This has just been sitting in my room for years. You see how ugly it is now. That's 1095. That ProCut's going to do the same thing if you don't keep it oiled. I've not put anything on this on purpose. I've just let it sit here in an air-conditioned room to see what it does. I finally did get not a shaving edge, but I got an edge on this called the best thing to use on 1095, in my opinion, is that downward sharp electric sharpener with non-diamond belts.
I haven't had any problem with 1095 as far as, I can get an edge on it, but I'm not saying that it's that most people could. I'm just saying that I haven't had an issue with 1095, but I know how to. You got
my Great Eastern Cutlery super sharp, but it'll always be super sharp because I'll never use it.
Right.
But I also know if I do use it, it won't be super sharp anymore. Yeah, Rob, it's definitely going to gain a patina. I showed it the other night. I don't know if it's still here. Can you see? Yeah, right there. And this is brand new. And it's starting to get dark specks in it. So it has no corrosion resistance. Yeah, I certainly wouldn't expect Patina Turner to want a knife made out of Pro Cut. I get that. That makes sense. Unless you're into patina, which I kind of like it.
Man, that's not pitting yet. That's just that's the discoloration.
Yeah, that'll come right off with Scotch-Brite pad. It's not pitting. It's just these little black specks. And I know that because during my live stream yesterday, I picked up a knife in Pro Cut and showed it that it had those same specs. I literally swapped it one time across the ultra-fine Scotch-Brite belt and it was gone. I haven't made up my mind whether I want to go ahead and do a acid wash on those to try to slow that down. Yeah, I get that, Rob. I mean, clearly when you told me you were a big fan of Magna Cut and S90V, I could tell right off the bat you're probably not, you're probably not into knives that patina easily.
It depends on what you're using it in. I mean, I've got Maximet that's not used a lot, but it's never even got a spec on it as far as patina.
Yeah. I think about going to the ranch, find out when they're going to do castrations again, and catch me about a quart of blood, and do a blood patina, also Pro Cut. The iron and stuff in blood will cause carbon spills to turn blue. Not solid blue, but it's a pretty cool bluing look. I'd like to experiment with that.
Someone was talking about that the other day about using their knife to cut through steak, getting a patina with it. It might have been Terry.
Yeah. I've been told you can just take a handful of ground beef and, pretty much pack the blade, pack it around a blade and leave it for a while that it'll do it, but I ain't tried it. I get it, Rob. It drives some people nuts. I don't like the fact that those blacks, they won't be on there when he gets that knife. But I'm going to find out from him if he wants me to do anything about it ahead of time. I've got some that I've kept oiled. I've got some that I've put Yako's Mad Wax on, and they haven't done that. But I kind of wanted to see.
Sierra is right.
Yeah, he's 100% right. You force the patina, and that can actually keep it from rusting. Now, it doesn't mean you can leave it outside on a log for weeks, but
it gives it more protection than not having anything at all.
I want to try bluing a knife. I've done it once before, but I don't think I finished the knife well enough that the bluing didn't. It was a little splotchy. It didn't come out as pretty as I wanted it to.
Yeah, it really needs to have a good even finish below it to be able to take.
I want to try it after a media blast because after seeing that tried and true, that Steve acid washed those, but he blasted them first, and I really like that look. So I want to try that. How it turns out.
Yeah, I'll tell you who's been doing, but it's also depending upon how you're doing the bluing, whether it's wipe on or you're actually doing the salts, the heated salts.
Yeah.
Kyle Royer does a bunch of that.
That heated salt.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I've got a Facebook knife that rusted while we were talking and opening presents. Isn't Dragoon? Dragoon owns one of my knives, don't he, Kyle?
Yeah. Yeah.
He
won one of the giveaways.
Yeah. I think that was a Nitro V Thug, though, wasn't it?
I don't remember. Could be.
I don't remember either. I think it was a Nitro V Thug.
I've got one of those around somewhere, Rob. I was trying to figure out which one it is. That one is not blue. That one is just regular. Let me see in this box. So many different ones in here. No, but I'll show that one next.
Yeah, Dragoon, you shouldn't have any issues with that thing, Patina. You should be able to carry that.
That one's just standard Chad Nichols. It's got a blue tinge to it, but it's not blue. This one is ladder with bronze in it. It's hard to see.
I wish to God I could do a high-end steel with that copper Damascus in it.
Trying to get. Hang on, let me see if I can't get something better to get that to focus on.
Good deal, Richard. That's the same piece of M4 that I made that knife for my cousin in, and his looks about like that piece of 1095 over there now, but that thing's probably had gallons of blood run across it by now.
Yeah, it's not focusing for shit. I don't know why. I don't know if that's program or what, but the camera's not focusing for shit.
It looks good on screen.
That's that bronze bronze my from Nichols, and then it's Mokamane and Mammoth.
Dragon, the best place to get a sheath for that, in my opinion, price-wise and whatnot, and quickest turnaround, would be Terry at 1931.
Who are you calling Fancy Pants, Tina?
Dude, we've got to mark this day down in history, dude. I've never seen John tap out on a live stream.
Yeah, that is quite impressive.
He did tell me earlier, though, that he was already tired. He didn't know how long he was going to make it.
I don't know if any of you guys like... I gotta look and see what the specs on this one are. This one is... Give me 1 second, I'll tell you.
Yeah, you're right. That copper Damascus is gorgeous. Like, if you could do like a Rec 76 with a copper Damascus, I'd be all over it, man. But
right.
The problem is the dark parts of that steel don't interest me.
Yeah. Tina, you want to see Fancy? Take a look at this SOB.
No, I'll be on it.
Why is it not wanting to stay?
That's from Mr. Fancy Pants themselves right there, isn't it?
That's Mammoth, Ivory, Sterling Silver, inlays with copper. Stupid camera.
That's William Henry, right?
Yeah.
That's Ryan's.
Yeah, one of them.
One of them. Like showing one of his Chris Reeves. Is that Ryan's Chris Reeves? One of his Chris Reeves.
This was a 1 of 50.
Now that it's over, let me tell y'all what Ryan Ellis did. So there's not many people in here, so I'll share this. Let me tell you what he did to his poor wife. He sent her an ad for a drop that DLT was doing of a Chris Reeve in Koa wood and Damasteel. Didn't say anything, just sent her a picture of the ad. So she knew that's what he wanted for Christmas. So he had this poor woman who has never been involved in anything like this, under the pressure of successfully buying a knife on a drop that was no doubt was going to sell out almost instantly. She pulled it off. She made it happen. But I think that's one of the brattiest moves I've ever seen.
Look at the cases they come in too. Stunning.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I'll keep an eye on Jeffrey.
And he's got a little bit of a Taco Bell addiction.
Can you imagine, though, Patel, like, you know, telling your wife all you want for Christmas is this, you know, 1 of 100 drop in Terravantium, and her really wanting to make the, there, he's still here. My wife is the greatest woman on the face of this planet. She really is, Ryan. You're a lucky man.
That
wife,
means
here's some money. You either make that shit happen or do without.
that means that Ryan's watching in bed with his wife, so she can hear all this.
Right. I even told her that. I was like, he is such a brat.
Look at that.
Come on. Well, I was going to say, I hope you went out on the porch to do it, but I forget you ain't got no porch no more.
His poor perch burnt down.
Yeah. And I could care less. I was completely unconcerned with Patina's pain and losing his porch. Not everybody got that, but dude, that was one of the funniest moments in internet history to me. Wow, that was the timing. That was the perfect inside joke. Tim said too soon. No people trimmed his own pubes. I'll tell you now, Dopey, it's a lot easier when you lose some weight. I used to really struggle to keep clean down there.
Well, the good thing is he gets confused, so he's always going to start trimming his face now because they look exactly like his face, his beard.
Yeah. I was really proud of her, though, man. I was honored to be a part of that, and I don't think I'll ever be able to explain to him the how concerned she was with making not necessarily that happen, but with just making something happen and it being right. Like she really wanted to nail it.
Dopey. He's had better ones since, but that was a good one. You missed out on the him going through the whole diatribe on him acquiring Indian boner pills.
Yeah.
And the cost breakdown.
Yeah, Dopey, the porch thing was never going to be as funny to everybody else as it was me. So I get it that most people would think the fucking Doors thing was better. But yeah. Universally, it was the better joke, but yeah. I've never laughed as hard at myself as I did the fucking pirate boat thing. God, I had so much fun with that, man.
He still doesn't have doors on his car.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing Patina ain't got to worry about. He can go to Javon's, he ain't going to get fucked. There ain't no doors or door handles anywhere around that place. Yeah. I knew that thing wouldn't last till Christmas either, Ryan. I knew you'd get it before Christmas. Helicopters and everything.
And then some asshole portrayed Patina as Speedy Gonzalez.
Who was that? Why can we? I never can remember his name. He's just disappeared from the community. I can never remember who he was. I can find it. I had to scroll back through 2 years ago worth of IG messages, but yeah.
He didn't disappear.
Huh?
He didn't disappear.
The guy that did that horrible job of photoshopping Patina's pirate boat did.
No, he didn't.
What happened?
You're talking to him.
Huh?
I did that photo of his porch. Speedy Gonzalez on the porch.
Oh, the Speedy Gonzalez, his boat.
Oh, gotcha.
Remember, that was right after that pirate guy had the pirate ship at Blade Show.
Yeah.
So I had this guy do this busted up little rowboat on the beach with Speedy Gonzalez beside it, because that was Patina's pirate ship. But I can't.
I thought you meant the one about the porch. And you told me to do the one about the porch with Speedy.
Yeah. Yeah, Paul, the bean shelf thing's pretty damn funny. I can't remember Patina. It wasn't a real name though. Like it was, for some reason I always think D-Metal, but it wasn't D-Metal, I don't think. It was something like that. But he was excited to do it too.
It wasn't Dang Ross, was it?
No. The reason I loved it so much, because like I asked Patina to do a Photoshop for me, and when he did it, it was so good that he sucked the humor out of it. Like, don't ask Patina to do something like that, because it was so fucking professional and so perfect that it wasn't even funny anymore. But this guy's was kind of like if I had just a little more skill and figured out how to do it myself. That's what made it so funny.
Patina runs Photoshop.
He did. Yeah, I asked him to do a Photoshop a picture of said Stevie, like in The Revenant, getting attacked by that bear. And what Patina produced was it was too good. It was too artistic, funny, so I never got to use it. Yeah, Revenant. Yeah, for those you don't remember, it's because I used to, every time Stevie would go live in a Rambling from the Woods, I would go on and comment that I wish a bear would attack him. He turned that into telling people he wanted me to get killed by a bear. I never said I wanted him to get killed by it. I just wanted him to get slightly mauled before he killed it himself. That would have been the best content ever. But he didn't take it that way.
Those two words typically don't go together.
What?
Slightly mauled. Not something you normally hear.
I mean, if you're going to kill a bear with a Ferrum Forge folder, you're going to get mauled a little bit. Just like a really cool scar, you know, he could show off to his grandkids one day. Not something life-threatening.
You ever see that video clip of the guy who was in a forest, so someplace in Eastern Europe, and a black bear was out there, and all he had was a bow, and he yelled to get away, and the bear jumped and attacked him, but he when he stuck his arm out with the bow, it jammed in the bear's mouth, and he bit down on the bow, and it scared him, and the bear took off.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know how lucky that dude was?
That's like that kid that kicked that mountain lion off the edge of the mountain.
Yeah.
Up the rocks after him. He was just lucky enough that he kicked it in the mouth and it fell down the rocks. Yeah. My favorite, dude, there was a story in Outdoor Life magazine about this father and son were hunting.
Dang, Ross is here.
They were hunting up in Canada. And of course, they were moose hunting. Of course, they got separated on purpose. And the kid was crossing this blowover where a bunch of trees were blown over. So, you know, it's a place you couldn't run. And he goes over this fallen tree. When his feet hits the ground, he's face to face with a couple of bear cubs. And, of course, the worst possible thing. I think the kid was like 14, 15 years old. So he gets mauled by a grizzly bear. And the whole harrowing story, he gets discovered by a group of hunters who happen to be surgeons. So they patch him up to keep him alive. And it's like a 2-day hike. It was just the worst possible scenarios to get him out of there. But it had literally torn like all the flesh off of his chest. Like all that was just nothing but scar tissue. And the kid had at 16, he was so self-conscious about what his chest looked like. Sturgeons saved his life. Shut up, Cheetah. I said surgeons, not sturgeons. He had all that scar tissue.
The miracle fish.
Yeah. He's such an asshole, man. I swear he is. He had all that scar tissue tattooed, and it looked like a grizzly bear climbing out of the inside of him. I just thought that was really cool.
Was that was that
They
that
kind of
actress?
are a bit of miracle fish. They're fucking dinosaurs.
Was that that actress?
No, it was just a kid, young kid.
Oh, it wasn't Elliot Page? Just similar scars.
If Elliot Page should get a tattoo of a cute chick coming out of all that scar tissue, because that's what she used to be.
Oh, God. You're horrible.
Yeah. Cheeto, that was high intelligence level comedy there, buddy. That's a good job, man. Not many people can pull that off. Yeah.
Look what you make me say, Shane.
I didn't make you say anything, dude. You just went straight to trans jokes here on the damn internet. I've come to a conclusion, though, guys. I'm not any kind of phobic. I'm not any kind of racist. I'm not any of that stuff. But I am no longer going to act like something's not funny. If it's fucking funny, I'm going to share it and I'm going to laugh at it. So there's that.
Poor Japan's listening, driving to Taco Bell, freaking out.
Yeah. Paul Martin from Machine Wide shared his recipe for anime. Okay. Yeah. I know somebody's got a damn machine to do anodizing. I don't hardly ever see any of it though. It's kind of weird though, cause you know I gave you that machine in hopes of you anodizing my titanium knives. I don't have. Yeah, I got it all. Well, I got the one I want from Cheeto.
I have anodized some stuff. I'm just not anodized this.
That's true, Cheeto. He can't hear this shit for the wind noise. Yeah.
I just don't know a lot, and I'm not going to sell NO because I'm not good enough at it to be able to charge for it.
I disagree. I know what a perfectionist you are, so I get it. I carried my Spyderco Carahawk today. Who gave that to me, Kyle?
Damn it, Shane.
Snot rag?
Yes.
Yeah. Every time I carry it, too, I'm like, and it's VG10. And every time I cut with it, it reminds me, this is better. It's literally, like, I went through a bunch of packages. It's literally better than everything else I own. If it was in a good steel, that Hawkbill design knife just cuts better than everything else. Like that point penetrates the package and it slips through it like a hot knife through butter. That's the best cutting blade design in the world.
It's a cool knife.
We're all just scared to death of having to resharpen it. I'm not, because Kyle will have to do it.
I'm not, because I got someone else.
Right. But it hasn't dulled yet, and I've cut a lot with it. So far, that VG10's holding up fine.
Dopey, you still got that Shaman, or do you sell it?
I love every time Dopey mentions the Spydercos he's carrying.
He used to talk so much trash about him.
When just a short couple of years ago, we sat at a table at Atlanta arguing, him telling me that Spydercos weren't worth the money. And look who's the fanboy now. Yeah, I've never thought about that, Tina. I've never considered that as a risk, but I wasn't into knives when I had small children, so I guess it is. Just like anytime they go to pat you on the leg, they never hit your leg. They always hit your nutsack. But I'm proud of you, Dopey. I really am. And you're upper echelon at making a fucking Spyderco bougie. You and Kyle, there's a couple of y'all up there. Y'all have to make.
Rob's up there as well too.
What's up? Bzz, bzz.
Yeah, that shaman that I sold Dopey was pretty fucking sporty.
Yeah.
It was fully zerked out.
Oddly, if anybody should love the shaman, it should be me. However, I don't. I appreciate it. I'd recommend it to anybody. It's just not my favorite.
Just now, Rob?
Stuck to my sack. Rob, that's because you like me. You're an old man. Your nuts have got so big they poke out the back of your crotch now.
When you sit down, it just looks like 2 tennis balls with a little nub.
Yeah. I don't remember ever sitting on my nuts when I was a young man. But now when I go to sit in a hard chair, I have to make sure I come in at an angle so that I don't plop down on them. Scuba Steve still ain't shipped my knife I bought on the 14th. I think I'm going to make a post calling him out.
I need to put a couple dots on that post. I'm gonna follow that.
I wouldn't doubt at all that he looks at that some bitch every day. He's like, fuck that guy.
Although I think a couple of his knives he were doing were either pre-orders or they were going to be done after the holidays, because I know there's someone else waiting on one that they bought.
Yeah. Well, and also we were talking about that earlier this live. Nothing is coming when it's supposed to right now either. So I ain't defending him because I don't know. Like I said, he may have spitefully not even shipped it yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything I've had that had a delivery date, none of it's made it. Bzz, bzz, any advice on multi-clips for fixed blades? I don't know which type is right for my knife. Bzz, bzz. John Evans would have one probably to give you the best advice on that, and he's currently at Taco Bell. So,
I think a lot of it's personal preference as well too, how you like to carry it.
Yeah. I never sat on my nuts, but I've been able to.
Dang, Ross,
Also, don't stick out past your nuts. Naturally,
how'd you get the beans above the Franks?
Oh shit, that's funny stuff.
Poor dang Ross.
What's wrong with dang Ross?
He's got a little tiny wiener.
Oh, me too.
Or really, really large balls.
Me too. I've done well with what I have, though. I ain't complaining.
What a segue.
Yeah, I have noticed I am officially getting old because, like, after I get done peeing now, I have to stand there for an additional 10 to 15 seconds because there's this last second teaspoon coming that I don't know about, that I don't even feel it. So I have to stand there and wait on it. Or by the time I get to where I'm going and sit down, I realize my underwear are a little wet. Getting a touch of the what's it called? Incontinence. Did you mention how one goes about starting the process?
Stevie, I don't know if it was or not, but I think a couple of them might have been. So that's all I was saying. I'm not defending them. Just reach out, maybe.
Yeah, Rob, just message me on Instagram. Let me know what shape, what steel, what length, all that. I'll let you know now. 13 inches is as big as I can make. That's as deep as my oven is. Like I got your nose. You got to relax the gooch muscle. Yeah.
Attaboy, Crispy. Was that joke?
Maybe I would tell you to just message him and ask him, just, if he can let you know when it's shipped, but he won't answer you. Difference. God, I hope this turns into drama. not for not. I mean, I wouldn't want to, that to happen to you, Stevie, but it would be so good to see said Stevie and Steve Calori go at it.
You might be banned on Instagram, but you probably could email.
Could be in large. It probably is not Nutseach, I'm sure. Start looking for a doctor with skinny fingers.
I didn't say it was on you, buddy. I'm. If you wanted a quicker answer, I'm saying it might be beneficial.
Yeah, he's not. I think we all already knew he's not a great communicator. Ugh. What did you get, Steve? A tried and true?
No, I got a kitchen knife. I think he said.
Oh, did he?
I think.
Cancel my order as soon as it ships. Send it to the ice case. No drama coming. You're missing a golden opportunity, Stevie, because there's nobody to start drama with like Steve. Don't reach out, reach around. You make more friends that way. You're right, Dopey. And Dopey, here I sit, playing with a Chinese knife. It's one of the few knives I can fidget, though. It just works for me.
Good old Saran. I miss Saran.
Yeah.
Although, I was driving the other night when Stevie decided to do his prank call, and I almost spit out my drink while I was driving. He ended up. Did you not hear that?
Hear what?
When he did his prank call, the people wanting to sell him a loan for $67,000 or whatever, a credit card.
I think I came in right after that. I heard him talking about it, but I didn't hear the phone call.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He was playing all the soundtrack noises. Like he was playing one about like the moaning in the background. What?
What's he barking at?
My dog? Who knows?
Yeah. I never heard him bark that much.
He probably wants something. I don't give a shit. He can wait. Sorry, I'll get him to hang on. I'll get him to shut up. Hang on 1 second.
The Hansuki. Well, you know what they say, Stevie? If it ain't been 3 months, it ain't late. What'd you do to shut him up?
Yelled at him.
Oh, I didn't even hear you.
That's because I muted myself.
Oh. Maybe he's been acting real lethargic lately, dude. Like, not lethargic, but like kind of uninterested, kind of dopey a lot. I don't know, man. Kind of got me a little concerned.
Maybe she's got seasonal depression.
Maybe so. I know it's not her diet. I told you we switched her to an all meat diet.
Yeah.
And I will say this: she no longer licks her paws. She no longer scratches at her ears. None of that stuff. And all she eats is raw meat. I mean, she gets a little bit of other stuff, but her main diet is raw meat.
He left, Stevie. He wants to go get food and then he's going to bed.
He was passing out within the first 5 minutes, Stevie. He like dozed off. Every time me and Kyle would start talking, he would doze off. Out of pure boredom, I'm sure.
Although he still found a way to interrupt while he was sleeping.
Yeah. Terry, make sure you, if you don't mind, I'd be proud to, even though it's another knife maker, I'd be proud to collaborate on your IG posts and stuff with that wallet. I can't imagine wanting to own a 4-inch fixed blade other than the fact that you can get it in a wallet. Yeah, Paul, I'm sure there's some cannabinoids in that equation somewhere.
It's a little bit of an understatement.
I only know one person that consumes as much as John does. However, John can do it without being a complete piece of shit. So I guess he's better at it. It's a nice backup to the backup. Well, to a lot of people, a 4-inch knife's all they'll ever need. So, well, Paul, I don't know your consumption amounts. You may be right up there. I don't know. No idea.
It's been so long for me, I could probably look at it and pass out.
Yeah. It really helped me out when this ankle thing first happened. Like, knowing now that it was actually broken that whole time, I don't think I'd have got through that week without that THC. Like, it does nothing for my nerve pain. It doesn't help me at all. But with this broken ankle, like, that's what it didn't just allow me to go to sleep. Like, I had a half an hour of zero pain before I fell asleep. That definitely helped with that. But I wasn't smoking. It was a Delta 9 edible, I think. It was like 200 milligrams, and I was only eating like 25 milligrams at a time, and it was perfect. I tell people all the time, 4 inches is enough, maybe even too much. Dude, it doesn't matter. Let me tell you something. If it matters that much to them, you're in the wrong place.
Jesse, how do you get away without getting DWIs for that?
Who's Jesse?
Dilemma trauma?
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I see Jesse's thing now. Because some people, dude, I know plenty of, I couldn't drive. But, dude, I know a lot of people that smoke all day, every day, and they drive just fine. Like, I rode.
Hey, that went right over your head. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
That was for him.
Okay. Yeah. For nerve pain, you need Peruvian marching powder. Yeah, I'm sure you do, Dopey. But if I ever took it and it worked, I'd never stop taking it. So, you know, there's that. Yeah, Stevie, you would know. I've been around Forrest, but not as much as you have, so I don't know how much he actually uses. But again, he's not a fucking piece of shit human being either, so that's awesome.
Jesse, I was talking about the wheels. Never mind. Sorry.
I don't drive. I use public transportation around Seattle. You're probably the most sober person on the public transportation, too.
It's been, I'm trying to think, 25 years.
Yeah. I don't ever even think about drinking a beer until I'm at the shop with Meathead and I'm not working. And then I typically, but I still only drink 2 or 3. I make sure I drink more than a beer an hour before I drive. And we used to drink an 18-pack apiece every day.
Yeah, it'll be in end of March. It'll be 24 years for everything. So it's weird. You think about it. It doesn't seem that long ago.
I've heard that, Terry. I actually, when people started that whole CBD craze, I tried some and it didn't work. But I was with Javon. We stopped at a place in Huntsville and I bought some CBD and I told him I need something to help me go to sleep. And that stuff actually did work. But it was like $8 a dose. I can't afford that. But I took some and made myself stay awake for an hour or so. And I was at a really comfortable, really fun level of high. So I don't know if it was just CBD. It did get me a little high. Dude, I would smoke pot daily if I had an off switch. I don't like feeling like I'm not in control. And after a couple hours, I want to turn it off, and I can't. So,
And you got to find bigger backyards for your head to fit in.
Right. That or I need.
Dude, you were so bad when you called me from there.
That or I need something to piss in at that picnic table, so I don't have to get up. All I remember was Patina's comment. Was it Patina or you? It was like, "Is Shane okay?" It was one of you two. But I hadn't said a word. Y'all could just tell looking at my face I was in a bad spot.
You called me to tell me something, hung up on me, then called me back and yelled at me because I quote unquote hung up on you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was the somebody get me a glass of milk night. Stevie's right. Yeah. God, I was fucked up. Yeah. But that wasn't as bad as the night I had to crawl to the bathroom and pee in the toilet like a dog.
I remember that. That was the nerd rope, wasn't it?
No, that was another Delta 9 incident. But I wasn't that head high, but my body didn't work. My body just didn't work.
There you go, Crispy. Remilk.
Ugh.
That was a good episode.
But like I said, Dang Ross, I don't even mind being that high. Getting super fucked up is fun. If I could shut it off. The mistake I made with Stevie was I'd never got high during the day before. Like I've always gotten high, and then I lay down and some fairly short amount of time I go to sleep. That's fine. But we got high at like 2 p.m. And at 10 p.m., I was fucking done with it, man. What's your favorite flavor?
Fudge rounds. Yeah, because you called me from the grocery store.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what was confusing was we had talked about going to get snacks. And then when Snuzz asked me my favorite flavor, in my mind, I thought, oh, he's going to the store to get snacks. That's why he's asking. So I asked, what do you mean? And it all went downhill after that. Yeah. Hashtag don't stand up. I didn't. I sat there and held it for hours. Now I peed all over myself. My underwear were all wet. Then I peed on myself again later that night or early that morning because I got up to go pee and Stevie was taking a shit. And I couldn't get to the back door fast enough. Yeah.
Blame Stevie.
Yeah. That's probably the closest I've ever been to a naked man. There was still a door between us, so I never actually saw him. Like the door was between me and him. He damn near hit me in the face with it because I opened it and he just swung right back at me. Was it in your balls? No, it was just a little wet spot in the front.
I think that was the next year.
I was completely sober when I fell in the shower, Christina.
That was the next year, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Next time I'm letting you in. Yeah, I wouldn't hire anything when the shower incident happened. That was a rough night. I was really shocked that I didn't break something.
I can't believe no one checked on you.
I broke the room. But even if they had to come check on me, the first thing I did was I was laying flat on my back and I reached up and locked the door because I didn't want them opening the door and me laying there butt naked, all covered in soap suds.
That is disgusting, Patina.
I can't walk.
No, what he said, this one.
Oh, like a fondue fountain.
That is nasty.
Yeah.
No, I'm here for it. It's just gross. Don't be sorry.
That was a compliment, not a complaint. I smoke for the safety of others. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird, man. Even when I try very small doses, it doesn't seem to matter. If I get any THC in my system, I just can't. I'm just borderline dysfunction.
Crispy's not a dude I want to get angry.
But I certainly couldn't drive. That's why I let Stevie drive us to the grocery store in my truck. Not that I'm curious about my truck. I could care less about that thing. But he did a fine job.
At least your truck doesn't need new headlights.
And the next year is when I did that sativa or whatever. I went to Blake Show. I was fine. I felt good, but I could function. Butt naked, covered in soap size. Better.
Don't bring that up, Dopey. God, you got the image stuck in my head. And again, that was the worst picture I've ever received.
I can't believe I shared that. Bar ass pickup. You're right, Stevie. It's a bar ass truck. But it still runs. I just don't trust it to go to Atlanta anymore. But I'm going to get it fixed soon. I love Stevie's description of my truck. Bug out bag and a couple of half full spitters.
You don't really need it to go far, though.
No. I'll never look at sprinkled. How many people saw that picture? Did I?
You showed it to a lot of people, dude.
Did I?
You showed it on a live stream, even.
That's pretty embarrassing.
That was back in the good old days of live streams.
Yeah. I mean, I was even more embarrassed while it was happening. But hey, let a girl get her freak on, you know.
I'm not sure what's worse, though. That picture or the bathtub picture.
Which bathtub picture?
You know which bathtub picture.
You're talking about the heart-shaped heart tub?
No.
Oh.
The first one.
Oh. I didn't show any.
I don't remember. I deleted it, thank God, but I don't remember. I thought it did.
The funniest picture I ever posted was I posted on Instagram a picture of my elbow skin, and everybody assumed it was my ball sack. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. Ashy motherfucker.
Yeah. Just so y'all know, how would you feel if I told you that I saved that sprinkle bottle just as a memento?
Not shocking. And why is it within hand's reach?
I just don't realize it was laying there.
I don't know what's worse, than the fact you own it still, or that it's just so handy that you can show it off.
Dude, it was a good time until people got shot at. You know, that kind of ruined everything. I'm down for a good time, but I ain't not at the risk of being shot at again. I think she's in Alaska now. Cliff Rock could go see her.
That would probably
Shame bathtub pig. That is a memento, Cheeto.
That's patina. You're getting them confused again.
Oh, my bad. Well, you know.
That's why I said it that way.
Oh, shit. See, again, funny. Not offensive, just funny. Hopefully, I would appreciate if you kept that pic to yourself, buddy. I mean, I can't stop you, but I would appreciate it. I know I have that I did have that pick and many others from that night, and I finally deleted them all. Kyle kept getting on to me.
If I hit the lottery, that's getting blasted on billboards all over Rainbow City.
Yeah, that'd be pretty embarrassing. Not really. I don't embarrass very easy.
Nice not stop it. Damn it.
You've seen one, you've seen them all. Duffy, that's a bit much, buddy. Still funny and borderline offensive.
I still think Maddie and Stevie need to do like behind the paywall paid opportunity to see the pull down streams.
Yeah.
I would pay money to watch those again because they were so fun to be part of.
I missed one of the epic ones and we'll never get to see it.
With DOTD?
Have you looked? Are they not on?
Yeah, they're down.
Oh, they're not even on the StreamYard? You can't see them?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not on the StreamYard.
Yes, you are. I mean, you're not right.
No. I'm not because he needed another spot, so I can't.
Oh, okay.
I never checked to go see if they were on there or not. I didn't even think about that.
Oh.
But I still would pay regardless to see him.
Yeah.
Which one did you miss?
I missed the one Maddie took down for work purposes.
So that was DOTD.
Yeah.
Then there was DFCB. Then there was.
Yeah, I missed that one too.
Then there was.
Was that the dead baby one or whatever?
Yeah, they're sure. Yeah. Then there was DGDC. That was the most recent one.
I thought, should I spin that off? I don't guess I can. Dubby, I don't remember. You may have. Don't forget Kyle's baby. Kyle's baby. I don't know. Somehow I missed out on those. Anyway, dude, it's midnight. I need to go to bed.
Okay. Should we just leave this running in the background so he gets all the stream hours? He'll check it like Thursday.
Yeah. Might as well. The vault stays locked.
Damn it. Some of those were some of the best.
Because, just like you said, you were going to show that KC clip one time and never again. But it happened.
I miss Mike.
Right, I'm going to bed. I
love y'all. Later.
I appreciate y'all hanging out in Javon's life without him.
I'm going to end it. Later.